And don't compare us to anyone else.
No, never. There is no comparison. Mr. Harrison, Harrison Ford, Bruce Willis. Wow.
Bruce in the suit, Smith in me cap.
Yeah, it's there we go. I found it live now. It should pop up with a little red on the home page, and then you'll get to see the comments on the side now. Yeah, is it logged in on, dear?
Mm.
This is good. And then we've both got the power. So Snafu and Chooster are in. Chooster's normally the first, but he was beaten by Snafu. Easy. Let's just post this link. Right, the other half of the famalan now. One day I'll have to have the phone on YouTube live and Facebook live. We'll have to turn the phones around and let them meet each other. Hello, it's Facebook and YouTube's first conversation. It'd crash it. The system would crash on me. Won't be able to handle it.
There we go then. So I'll click onto this now so as I can see the older comments.
Yeah, it should come down the right hand side.
There. Yeah, got it. Yeah, I've got it. Yes, it's my first time on the old Adobe tonight, Dave.
Come on, we're on fire. Can't stop. Champions.
I guess to everyone who's having a word. Chelsea Deluxe. Bonjour, good evening.
Eggy Shigedra Princess, it's like new lady.
What am I? What are you going to do? Resistance.
Choob chirp. SPL's July Sovereign Gathering. Go. Yeah, wow. I'll just put it in Facebook so they can see. Can I? Yeah, I can hear you all right. So let me get me Choob. We'll do the cup test first, so then we can talk about the main bit, the main show afterwards. So just get that there. We need that there. Bosnian Pyramid water. We'll have that just in the shot. And then we got some glass bottles. We've got 8 of these guys. 8 of these. I know the blue. Next time we'll get brown ones, but I'll cover them with stickers. Keep out of sunlight. What we've got. TDC, parts per million testing meter. This is drinkable water. Let's turn it on. We have a scale on here. Let's which way does it read? How pure is the water? Let's so you can freeze frame it. Let me get the glare off. It tells you what the permitted standards are and the amounts and the parts per million and the current. So let me get some tap water. Oh, I'm gonna have to do. We get your sound set up. I'll put my headphone back. I just broke the glass.
Oh no way!
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Such a fragile glass. Coffee glass, and my headphone caught it. Oh, ruined it. That's all right. We'll go to the kitchen, guys. I'll mop that up. We'll do the test there.
Don't work with chimps and children.
And David. Just a tiny little thin speaker headphone wire what I'm using, and it just got caught under that handle. Lovely cup that one.
It's not the obstacles, it's how we overcome them. So while we do a quick spillage operation, is according to the cost regulations.
Right, try again, Dave. Right, let me get. I'll unplug it for 2 glasses. If you ever wondered, the last one we will fill with the drinkable water from the reservoir of truth. That's what we shall call it. And this one, we'll get some tap water. tap water. Back to here. So I'm going to test this first. I don't want to ruin. I don't want to put the tap water in the drinking water. So you turn it on and it comes on green and it doesn't have. Damn it! Too much glare. It says 0 anyway. And you're sticking it in for. This is parts per million. So this is going to tell me how much bits are in the water per million. 94. Under 100. It's not ideal. It was green earlier, but still 94 parts per million in that water that's come from the distiller. Then you check it for poisonous contaminants, clear. Yeah, so let me get that. It goes green, and then sticking it in. Little measure. Aye. It's gone up too.
Yes, John Middleton saying 7.5. We're not doing a pH level here,
No,
John. We're doing a particle test.
197. So let's just that's a purified water, but I've just put it into a clean glass. So this is tap water. Let's see the difference here. So this is going to read the. Let me get back to the first one again. It's going to read parts per million. So items that are in the water that are just being picked up. Are how many parts per million of molecules. And that one says there are 230 parts per million in the tap water. 230 million parts. And you go to the it actually says US/CM. I don't know if you can read that on there. US/CM, what it measures next for hydrochloride, fluoride, and different types of chemicals. I don't know. Parts.
Dodgy Doctors has got his down to 0.1, he's saying.
4.493. So it's significantly more than that one. But I'm just going to try something else now and take some water from another place. Let me just clear that. Let me just take water from. Maybe the glasses have got dirt in them. We've got some more water here. I just want to test now from a different batch, from a glass demijohn. Just see what that one says. So it's gone back to 0 green. This one is for chemicals. 134. Yeah, so I might have contaminated the water then with what the receptacles I've put it in. That one must have had some slight trace of
one of those demijohns may not have been cleaned out sufficiently enough, mate. You need to try and get a tube in there with steam coming out of it, like the end of a wallpaper stripper.
Yeah.
And steam cleaning out, mate, I think it might be the answer here to try and get rid of all the contaminants before we use these vessels.
Yeah, 63. So it's low, but 63 is still showing as red, even though it's just 50. It's saying its mineral water is 50. So it's just above mineral water for trace parts per million for substances. But I did put pink salt in here, so it's 40. About 40 parts per million is the pink. When you put this underneath and you start distilling and it's empty and it catches the distilled water, what I do is put like probably a 20th of a gram of pink salt in there, tiny amount, just a tiny amount. And when the hot water, distilled water goes in, it dissolves the pink salt and mixes it round all the elements from the salt. So there will be some parts per million in the fresh distilled water. That's showing 63. So that's not all contaminants. That'll be because of the pink salt and the 100 and
by adding your minerals back in, will also reduce the pH level on it.
Yeah, and then this other one though, that one there that says 134 for the hydrochloride chemicals and whatever. The other one was 400 and something. So there is some contaminant there. I'll get that down to 0, and when I can get it to 0, then we'll be starting to make colloidal silver and such things as, but not yet, not till I work out. But you've just said to steam, I could empty all these then. Or wait there, I've got Big Barry's bottle that he lost. Wait there.
Albert Matthews, good evening, brother. Have you tried it without salt on being asked on here, Dave? Yeah, I know them ones. Your plastics and contaminant. But have you tried the levels without salt? Dodgy Doctors is asking.
Not yet. No, I haven't tried them.
Have you distilled water? Yeah. So like you say, you might be picking up those few particles there from the minerals that you've added back to it.
On the pink salt. Yeah, I know. You will do. It's here, look. Yeah, you've got in that rock salt. There's a Scottish one, is there not, as well, that you can use?
Celtic.
Celtic. It's Celtic salt. Is that the name, or is it Celtic?
Yeah,
where
yeah, Celtic rock salt. Yeah. And it's supposed to have more minerals and properties than that of the Himalayan pink, but to quantify that, you'd have to do your own homework. I'm only going on what he said, she said.
This is the type of stuff we'll do at the seminar. At the gathering. New thing, no seminar, gathering.
At the togetherness.
This is the type of things we want to explore. Then we got pyramid water from Bosnia, 2,000 whatever it is, to add to it if anybody wants to try it, and also a little bit of Reiki.
Absolutely.
Whatever they want, we can do. So yeah, I'll get them readings to a green, and we'll move forward after that.
Brother John Middleton is saying, try juicing, best vegetable juice, collect the water from the steam. Absolutely, because you'll get all the ions and the minerals and stuff from it within that as well. So that's a great bit of info there, Brother John. Hi guys, family, new here, Tony from Manchester. Evening, brother.
Always for it.
Brothers and sisters, Steve Collins, Flatboy Slim.
Andy's in the driving
with
seat.
Vigina. Yeah, distilled Vigina. Yeah,
Vigina.
Steam and Vigina. Sartan Vigina, no problem. So there you go.
Yeah. You go, you've gone down the list then, Albert's in, Ricky. This is good, then we're ahead. This is nice having the tandem.
We're up to date, mate. Well, yeah, so I can kick. I've never been able to see comments or nothing like that before, have I, mate? Because I've not had this technology brought forward to me. I've only had that, my word of my honour. And now I'm getting up to date and in line with today's technology. Lord, anything could happen. I'm watching my own video, for goodness sake. What going on? I'm even doing a video. What going on? There's no one more amazed about this than me, where I am right now.
It's a joy and a privilege and an honour to have you on board. Not on the slapsies. To have you on this mission with us. I nearly said on board, didn't I? Caught myself. It's getting better. It's getting better one day. Albert, I'll catch up with you soon. I did want to catch up with you, but we crossed times. I was then working with beneficiaries and catching up from yesterday. But yeah, I want to have a chat with Albert and Matthew and Dodgy. These are the boys.
The three leading tech guys coming forward. We've got producers and editors and filmmakers, and the top level of talent within the family at the moment on that platform is mega. And I can't believe it. They're all coming to their own now, and they're all shining in their own light. And when you bring that light together, woof, the things you can see.
I know. I was just on about that this morning, 12 o'clock or whatever. The offers and the venues and guys that are saying, you know, what they'd like to bring or do, or it's really
amazing. It's amazing.
Common unity ideas, stuff in the community. I'm going to post a video in so I'll try
common unity to bring unity on a common ground, on a common level, with the same united thought train, with the same belief, that which is to do righteous. Ricky's watching on TV and on my phone. We're being watched on someone's telly here, lad. We're the next bloody Corporation Street in someone's living room. We are, kids, sit down, listen to the truth.
What do you call a street that is just a sovereign, that is only sovereigns on? You call it Quality Street.
All soft and squidgy in the middle.
I'm going to Bournemouth and seeing Brother Warren and walking past a massive shopping complex called Sovereign. I was like, that's a photo opportunity in itself. Yes, indeed. And it's just pointed out, we are on about letting you arrive at dinner time on Friday. The gathering is on July the 14th and 15th. So if you're not superstitious and you're not too fussed about travelling on the day of the 1 and the 3, and by all means, you can arrive on Friday, but if not, it's you can arrive Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring one and all. Let them know what's what, you know. And what you're doing, are you going to speak of the invitation, the status, things like that, Dave?
I've just posted a link to Thomas's Facebook, The Hog Show. So if anybody likes to see lambs and pigs or so forth, what he does and how he does the Hog Show and races them. The Lamb National is the sheep, and yeah, the Hog Show he has two different animals that he does. I just like to defend Thomas because these could have gone down to be slaughtered and eaten, packed up for the meat, meat packing place, and they've been saved and not saved, but they've been put to one side and trained and given love and care, and he takes them out, and I honestly think they have a great time. I'm not saying that it's perfect for them, but compared to being in a Debbie and Andrews minted lamb, cutlet or sausage, I think they're actually all right, but there's some protest of late against animal cruelty or alleged animal cruelty. But these are farm animals, yeah, ideally, primarily. But
been taken on in a private capacity and looked after as such.
Yeah, no, I don't see any harm. Anybody can have an accident going about the daily, bits, duties. But animals, they're not slaves. They're not,
Have you seen them on the disco stage? Are you mad? They're the happiest pigs this side at Watford Gap, lad.
Have a look at the link. Yeah, I'll keep putting it in. So
we've got music and footballs and talk about that. It's proper free range. They've got the free range of the land. So it's a family affair on this channel. Blood is thicker than water, alias 69. This is my birthday party. Oh, we have a born day. Happy born day, Stuart. Stuart Richardson's
day.
Absolutely. Boom Shankar. Thank you for sharing it with us. Can't believe you were in Bascombe. Did you go in the chaplains? Love, peace and light, Angela Williams. What a flower. Word, Dave and Andy. Word, brother.
Word. Spoken word. The spoken word is what it is.
What I am.
That's what I is saying. Ali G, you went far on with that.
Happy as a pig in poo, says Chelsea Deluxe. Absolutely boom. There you go. You see, we are as one. We have a common goal, a common thought train. Yes, it's a reek bit of kit into it. Is invested heavily. Time, blood, sweat, and beers has gone into that. And I hope all good prevails for him because God loves a trier. And good Lord, as that boy tried to put on the show. And look at that. Look, you'd think it was a studio somewhere for a TV set. And when you see that, when we see that in the daylight, and he folds that thing up and drives it away, you would never believe it, would it? And it's done with his own fair hand, with his own creation. We are the creators, and that is what he has created. So everyone put their hands together and give that man a big old fist bump round of applause because he's done an amazing thing there, and he's going to share his wealth of wisdom of knowledge of building that conveyance and allowing us to share it when we do have our gathering. So to have the enjoyment of that wealth of knowledge is something else on its own. I think in my mind it's massive.
Big Red.
Yeah, he's just got to change his music. It's a little bit iffy on that video. It lets it down a piece somewhat. What?
Fill me up, Buttercup. Don't. Yeah, I remember hearing that. You can see much of that. I'm trying to see the reflection on that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
And if you're having a mind of an engineer and you look into what's gone into to make that thing, it's all well and good looking at fold down lights, flashing music, playing. It all looks amazing, but to create that with your own fair hand, exactly, there's a lot gone into it, and you've got to give him the respect that's due and deserved for that. And here's to you, brother Hog.
Lewis and Thomas. Lewis is equally as.
I'm not aware of that, brother. So yes, absolutely. If I knew of the name, I would speak of him, Dave. You know this.
Yeah, wait till you meet this lad. He's a live wire. He thought I was special and unique. This lad makes me look like you.
Really?
Compared to Time Calm, he's a ledge. He's full of life, vitality, essence. That knows. Just got to pick that shard of glass up because you know what they're like on the toes.
Oh Lord, I'll tell you something. The chat room's busy tonight, kiddo. Oh, as
That's
we're
all
going
what we're
on, and
saying.
yeah, I'm barely keeping up as well. And we're 20 minutes in or something. Can't believe
They are busy,
like that.
these lot. We don't
It's
put any,
ants.
like,
Pigs
I don't
apart,
put any
wild boar
restrictions
apart,
on
human.
Sun and
You're
Moon.
eating your relatives.
Oh, go on. He's off.
I have 2 born days. We're going for it, lad. We're going for it. Evening, guys.
We had a
Andy
baby
Gregg.
born on. Don't forget, we had a baby born on the Dave and Andy show when he was in hospital,
Yeah,
Laddo, weren't he?
yeah. We ought
Last one.
to we ought to send his weight in 50 pence pieces from the trust to him.
Done it.
They say your intrinsic weight is in something of value. What's your thoughts on Tommy Robinson, lads? And my thoughts on Tommy Robinson is each to their own. Yeah, bro, busy sweating to create an outcome. How? But Matthews, he sounds more like me every day. Let me music find you on my wall. Don't forget to hit the thumb button, folks.
How do I message live on vid? Gary Evans. Gary Evans wants to chat to us, but I'm posting in Facebook our trust there. So let me just say to Gary, you need a YouTube account, or luckily you can see here. I'll message him back. Yeah, we'll get chatting in a minute. Keep the room warm then, and then we're ready to go and talk about what we're going to be getting up to.
On the sideline, yeah. I mean, Tommy Robinson. I don't like the racial side of it. You know, I'm not any sort of a racist or a hatist or an anti-ist. I'm not. You know, there's rights and wrongs. So it's as much as that for me. If you've done a wrong, put it right. Or in the first instance, endeavour not to do a wrong. So each of their own of the perception of what he does.
Got it. Let me just watch that, see what Gary's going to say. Yeah, we stay away from that. If you want to put any energy and you like your things you're politically minded, then we can give you a lot more articulate, solid things to go and talk about and to put your objections to. But as for going down and physically in persona and doing stuff in the public, as we've warned against, unprotected, with full public liability, causing the Crown revenue and great, pleas at getting out its weapons and stun guns and tasers and God knows how many koshes and shields and spray guns and mace and God, look how it is. It weren't like this when I was a nipper. The constables and the bobbies, they weren't that bad, to be fair. I know they were constables and bobbies, but it wasn't like this. It was not like this, where they're laced up now with all that equipment.
I've taken too much smart dust to be political, says Brother John. Yeah, Dave, do us a favour. I know you're tired and you've had a long couple of days, but go back onto the heading of what this video is, because you've put Soveregin Seminar instead of Sovereign. You've made a slight spelling mistake on title, lad. So, and it's nothing major, but it's such as my OCD, mate. It will play on my mind. I won't be able to go further without that being rectified.
Wait. We have the power, brother. Sover. I've spelled. Oh no, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Soveregin. I don't mind a bit of Reggie,
Sovereign. That's what I've put. Sovereign.
You've put.
Reign. Reign. Yeah, that's the wrong bit. I see. Yeah. Chimp. EIGN. That's it. Then I can save changes. It might not change till afterwards though, but let's carry on. Carry on. Are you talking? Yeah, we've done that. So, how many we got? 34. What they're saying? Any questions? Got anything to offer? David does not have to start naming. Does have to start naming the bids. Good. More target. Oh yes, Albert. He's on about putting the target in the name, putting in a specific title for it, so it picks up on searches and engine optimization. And Albert will see to getting coverage on media platforms and so forth for topics that we talk about in the future. We put actual descriptive, sharp keywords in there, and yeah, that's all Albert's on about. Thank you for that, bro. Yeah, we're not here to talk about distractions and political distractions. We've said where all the issues are that we see it and how to get remedy to that. So as for the people, let the people be the people. Unfortunately, we deal with the men. When the people decide that the men, and when they start to act their age, you know, and certain things, watch how you act, you know, and stop acting and start doing. Once they stop acting, yeah, and that's it. They're acting out at the minute, and the whole world is a stage, and we're watching them act out on the stage where we're in private, you know. And don't you feel a higher moral about that? The fact you've got no fear, you've got no intimidation, nobody can tell you, you know, and make you, because you can just cut them down with your verbiage. Your mental kung fu is strong, your judo is strong, but these guys out there that are all, whoa, oh dear, you know, it's almost like what the I don't know, the Jews say about, you know, us, and how if you've looked at the Talmud, you'll see that the teachings in there say about the Gentile and the Jew, that about how they look down on the animals and how we act and how we perform, and, you know, kill each other and don't really care. And it's like when you look outside, it's kind of, you know, what they've written about is what's going off. In reality, we don't tell you what to do, but we might advise you, to be careful.
That's their reality, though. We create our own reality.
Yeah.
If you wish that reality that's created through the lamestream media to be your reality, then so be it. But otherwise, we are the creators of our own destiny.
Joe Joseph, I've got to sort Joe out. I can't sort that out later. Right, so we're going to have this definitely happening. I've rang Thomas. Let's see if he's available on the line. Let's see. I think he's busy, but I did say he can't come on video.
Oh, is he the winner of this week's competition? Does he have to answer within 4 rings and say the Dave and Andy show, else he can't take part?
He won't. He's got things on. I don't know if he's going to be available. That's what he said. He said ring him and see. I'll ring him and see if he's chilling or if he's got.
If he don't answer in 4 rings, just hang up.
That's 3 rings now. That's 4. Is that it then? Oh.
Please leave your message after the tone.
Yeah, I'll catch him another time. I did say he might be busy, so
we could have told him what he could have won. Look what you could have won.
Another time, Andy. Brucey, good game. No, it wasn't. What he could have won. It was Jim Dave Bullseye, weren't it?
Yeah, Jim Bowen.
Bullseye.
Jim Bowen.
Yeah. The speedboat.
I like great Jim Bowen.
Guys that lived in the Midlands winning boats and speedboats, or attempting to win them. What a show. But it had something like 2.8 million viewers every Saturday, if not more.
Yeah. Two separate parts of the family have won one caravan.
Caravan of love.
I bet there was uproar when they got home. I'm using it next week. Anyway, sorry about this. Let's press on.
Caravans are useful. You never know how useful a caravan could be. I'm going to get a road wagon one day. You can bring your caravan, not caravan, but if you've got an RV or something, I've got a parking space on the site for RVs. It's just, you know, any kind of mobile home, nothing like double decker. Don't bring anything stupidly massively big, because we'll need to know about that if you turn
because
up
we're bringing ours.
Homemade 4 double deckers, you know, like you get 2 Jaguar engines and you make a straight 12, and some guy goes, well, I got 4 double deckers.
Something Jeremy Clarkson's made in the adverts.
Takes up all road. I got 4 double deckers and I put 2 of them that way and I put 2 on top. What I did is you can drive from here, and here. It goes this way, and extends like this. Wow. Yeah, so let us know if you're bringing any kind of, type of different machines. But other than that, vans, vehicles, private property, iron horses are allowed. There was somebody that said they'd do food. I think it was Steve somebody who could do...
It was Johnny Sovereign, but I haven't seen him for a little while, so...
Johnny Sovereign. No,
yeah, we will still keep that avenue open just in case he can't make it. I know he's had personal ups and downs in his life, so if there's anybody else that's in that type of environment and they can provide and come forth, then maybe speak to myself or Dave or Brother Thomas.
Let me look. I'll see on the old Book of Faces if he's got an account or if I can pick up an old chat that we had. You do have an excellent memory there, brother, because that does ring true now.
Class, no sea to drive boat.
A dyslexic man can spell Johnny 7 ways. I got it on the 3rd attempt.
Johnny 5.
Yeah, he was having some. All right, then. Let me just say hello, brother. How's tricks? We are talking about you on Choob.
In high regards.
Yes. That's it. Hello, brother. How's tricks? Question mark. We are talking about you on Choob now. Highest regards, Dave, Andy, and the fam. Sweet. I'll actually, because it is about the event, I'll put gathering. Gathering is July 14th.
Snafu. Had an 80-mile-an-hour blowout front wheel on my motorbike. Well, you're lucky to be here talking this today, then God bless you.
Wobbly, but that's not even a wobble, is it? You just get thrown off, surely. You don't get, if you blow out and you're going 80, that's got to be a ping. Talk us through that. Not obviously all of it, but what happens there? If anybody else is a biker, because we have appealed to the bikers community this morning. Wow, yeah. How do you live through that?
Well, your front tyre blows out and then you cling the hell on until you've put as much in your trousers as you can fill them, and then by which time hopefully you've landed or stopped and you're still cognitively breathing. and the first thing you'll say to the practitioners when they come to you with the blues and twos is, I think I've shit myself. Don't worry about the fact your legs over the back of your head and whatnot.
I'll be asking the local county council, like arm of the government, as I'm on that video. I'd like a copy of that, please, because I've lived. You see if it was on video. That'd be a nice bit of freedom of information to get if you could find out whereabouts.
I bet you did. Yeah.
It's for the drivers, though, isn't it? And travellers. If you're a biker and you get thrown on the road, if you know this, you can be chucked about, and then you could live, but truck could not see you and. Sorry, squished.
Yeah, I love motorbikes, man. I love the freedom. I love the buzz. I just love everything about it. But this day and age, there's so many other modes of transport: vehicles, trucks, lorries, trams, and trains, and God knows what else to come across these days. Learner drivers and everything else. The road isn't your own as much as it was back when I was a youth. So you don't get the full experience and enjoyment. We haven't got the correct, decent enough weather either. So. Ultimately, you'd have to have a bit of fun and have a track day with them and stuff, you know. And then, again, that leads back to the old fiat currency, if you can afford to. So, you know, a lot of natural boys' hobbies are out of touch these days because of the affordability. So, and that's why we end up with where we're at, with folk doing less and less and less hanging around street corners.
I'm laughing at Jesus Jones, see if McDonald's is nearby. Jonesy, if I ever see you, you're getting a thick ear, lad. Getting a thick ear, Jonesy, Jesus or not. Swear words. So, yeah, iron horses, your own, you know, sports, recreational, motorhomes, stuff like that are welcome. If you go to, let me put the link in for SPL's Pro, where the event merchandise thing is, the link there, so then later on the video it will save. So we saved the comments, Andy, now, so you can come back to it later and they'll be displayed. So if you miss anything or you want to, yeah. Because it saves memory, having to remember all the names and everything, because it does, now it's quite busy, it's hard.
It is, yeah. And I'm one of the worst ever individuals to come across to try and remember your name. That whole initial meeting is always embarrassing for me because I can never remember your name. All right, Shag, who are you again? And it seems quite rude, but it's just one of those things that God's blessed me with, not to be able to remember your name, I'm afraid. Unless I see you all the time, regular.
It's the seminars sometimes that you know, because you get frequent, you talk to a few people and brothers, sisters even, and then when later on you might forget the name, and then you see them again, you're like, oh no, it's John, Steve, Adam. Who are you? All right, brother.
That's right.
Brother.
It must make us look so bad, but it's nothing at all as negative as meant by it, is it? I struggled a little while with brother James Gore. I can see his face, but I could never put his name there, but I've got it now. So slowly but surely, I'll catch on of all 3,500 of us. It's the only way we can endeavour to do it. If we make that our mission, I'm sure all good will come.
I'm trying to edit something. I've just seen a bit about the booking on the summer solstice. It needs changing summer solstice. I'll have to speak to Mr. Techman, because that's on a bit of the page that I don't see, because oh no, it isn't. It's here. I can sort it. I'll change that now then. I like this live business interaction. It's the only way to go. It's similar to a radio show, but you can see us. That's the difference, to be fair.
That's it, ain't it? It's exactly that. It says never forget it, face but name don't. Never forget the face but name don't change. That's right. I'll always remember your face, and I just suffer with that loss of recognitive name calling. It's not a bad thing. Hard to forget mine, Jamie Oliver. My person is a chef too. A curse and a gift. Pocker. Cool, hello. The way wise, hello. There you go. Then we're up to date then, Dave. That's it. We're right down to the bottom of the what's it there.
Oh, it was all Russ. I've just blocked his message. I got to, not sure. I don't know what it said, but it was all weird. Wrote it was a Russ, so it gave me an option. But what was that? What you saying, Dave? Andy, you said what you're saying?
Yeah, the way wise, you just said hello. That's all I can see. Sent you an email, but no response.
Yeah, I've been really busy with the beneficiaries, and Monday I was off on the south coast. I went down to see Brother Warren, so took bank holiday Monday off. I have seen the email, but I haven't read it yet, or I might just briefly looked at it. Then I've taken on another beneficiary who lives, where is it now? Northampton. Does she live, Andy? I think Northamptonshire. So I've had a bit of work with those two and other jobs, so I'm going to get round to it. It's just bear with me. I've seen it, and thank you. Yes, she offered to get in touch, and so she's given me an email. Yeah, but I have to prioritise, and then I've had to go out and do a few things myself as well. But we're getting there. It's all good. Patience is a virtue, my darling. Patience is a virtue, isn't it?
Virtuous.
It's virtuous. Yes. So we can have the trailer set up. We'll have generators. We'll have functioning power. I'll get the exact postcode for you and put it into the. I'll put it on the private domain within the domain, so it can't be got at by anybody that's not. We used to arrange and organise private raves back in 91, 94 even. So going forward, so we know kind of how to do things, and now we've learned equity, trust, and these laws. We know how to do things lawfully, which is a great help compared to how back it was in the mid-90s and the criminal justice, what was it, bill, act, repetitive beats, and what they were doing there. So they have superseded and imposed and created a lot more statutory regulatory guidelines for our persons, of which we won't be in that field. We're not going to be persons, so it's going to be interesting. We've got the title to the land secured, the allodial title owner, so there's no ifs and buts about getting kicked off. You're not going to come down, we're not going to ask you to come down onto a bit of land that we've just found and thought what we'll do is we'll make an event and hope that we get away with it. No, we are doing this rock solid, lock, stock. It's not getting postponed, it's not getting cancelled, and it shan't be shut down as long as we manage it right. So if we can do this once, we are going to do a few more. And the laddo that I put the hydrogen unit on, Andrew, up in Barrow-in-Furness on an island, Walney Island, yeah? You get on a bridge to the island. He wants to have something up there with his pals, and they've said that they'd really like the option of a sovereign gathering up north. Like,
yeah, I'm up for that, mate.
So, I did explain to him last night as well, the YouTube, and we got to go through Facebook again and get them to hear it a few times, that if we do seminars in the future after the Liverpool one, we'll put an outlet on the domain and we'll let them go at like a cost price where the trust gets the costs get covered, what the trust outlays, like the room hire, the venue hire, diesel and stuff like that, a little bit of remuneration for the time for me, the speakers, and that's it. So it can all be done relatively cheap and in your local area. So I did say about the trust we're making, the satellite trust that we're putting up, Plymouth, Norwich and others that we're going to create. So that'll enable them to interact in the local community and manage that with us. So we are going to tie in a lot more structure for you, as well as what's going to come from the .com and these blasted courses that we've still got to do the videos for, Andy, haven't we? We have done some, to be fair. We cracked on at the weekend, like we said.
Yeah. But we can, like you say, Dave, we can only do so much. We've got other things and commitments and duties and liabilities in between, haven't we? We've got personal, individual duties and liabilities we have to fulfil before we can do anything else. So, and then we've got that many people seeking remedy and help and adjustments and requirements and recourse, and we can only spread it so much, and that's why we've just recently endeavoured to improve and increase the amount of mods that we've got on the platform now. So that brings a number of admins and moderators up to around, I think, is it 18, 20 way, something like that. No, and there are of a feline nature, should we say? So more of the girlies, the womb men of the group can, relate and reach out to like-minded individuals. So because it was predominantly in a male environment in there, so we've made change and we've brought some positivity there too. So we're trying to cater for everybody. We're trying to help one and all, and you're not being ignored. If you think you are, well, it's only your own perception, and a man can only do so much, with one pair of hands and one mind.
Yeah.
So you've got to help us by helping yourselves. There's quite a lot of information on the domain. You can go in there and search keywords and such things like that. And like we say, there's a good number of mods and admins now that are highly educated in the fields, and they've all got individual separate fields that all come as one when we come together. So whatever your problem may be, get yourself in there and you endeavour to find yourself a remedy if you can't get a hold of Dave in the first instance.
Wait there, let me just edit this. Yeah, we'll the Facebook is really handy for that, but some of these guys want to come on the private domain. So I said, now that we've built it and we've established everything, we're almost ready to go full speed ahead. So it's happening. It's just that we have to do this when it's ready to be done. So we can't force it, we can't rush it. This needed to have been done 20, 30, 40 years ago. Like, the fact we're doing it now and we've got this pressure is great, and the responsibility that we see and the expectations that we feel, we honour that as best as we can. But we have had to restock everything because we get uncontrolled amounts of contacts which we open ourselves up to. But when you do that and you get hundreds of messages, then you can't say yes to everybody. And so we have tried to say yes to everybody that we can practically help, or we've helped via videos, haven't we? Online chats, messages, private consultations, and it's getting that busy now. We're like, whoa, hang on a minute, then we need to actually put this onto the page of the domain. You can actually chip in like 3, 2, 4 of you or something for a few hours with us, 1 or 2 of us, and we can actually constructively do this. So yeah, that's good. There's a lot coming off, and the chat forums, we're going to assign an agent or a moderator to have a forum. Like Brother Warren said, that he'll take the council tax endorsements, A4E, something like that, the things that he's an expert in, and he'll take that. Kay will take a forum if she wants. The girls, different girls that we've got that we've just appointed, Shona, Claire, Kay, can take different positions in the forums, different forums, and they can oversee that. So over time, what we'll develop is a private area of trust and good, secure information and things to reference. The archive are built up to 400 PDFs. We're nearly at 100 now. That's just very time consuming. I wouldn't give this job to my worst enemy. Some of these website building jobs, they are so just monotonous. So when you've got to do 400 times and it takes 4 minutes to do each one, you're just like, wow. Just like, I do this some nights, well, please. But
well,
that's
why we brought the power of the girls on our side now, because they can cognise and correlate and do these editorial pieces twice as quick as I can. And you know that they can talk to me while they're doing it, and it's just something I cannot do, mate. It's first I can't do that, and so we're trying to endeavour to put our energies and such things into these, whereby we could be using it, spending it with someone who's in critical need of help and whatnot. We could be doing that while the others that are stronger in that area and are forthcoming and forthright doing it. Well, then we should endeavour to do it together that way, and that's what empowers all of us as a group. Knowing where our strongholds are and standing up to them and bringing ourselves forward and doing it, putting the substance over the form, without discrimination, without partition, without thinking anyone's better than anyone else. And this is why we're striving now and thriving as well as we are. We're not just surviving, we're thriving.
Thrives and survives, and yeah, Mr. Thrive survives. Yeah, we do. Well, we're humble. We'll help anybody, but we are getting overloaded, and we are in danger of, falling out with our missuses and families and stuff if we don't control and manage it and go 9 to 5 kind of a thing and put structure in there. And if it does get to the fact that we've got a massive queue or a lot of workload building up, then we'll expand the panel of the chats that we're saying, the private consultation, and we'll expand the forums to whatever ones we need. But we want to keep the forums condensed: bailiffs, civil law, contract law, employment law, equity, trust, certain titles to them, but not have like Facebook groups where you have the pages and scrolling and structure and direction. The video, the ones you can just watch and take from. Then there's a separate courses and learning side of it to that, and you've got quite a lot of options on this website that have been put in. That's why it's got delayed. And then we've been helping beneficiaries, as I've said, for Dodgy Doctors, 100 phone calls since the beginning of March. I'm on it, investing a lot of time into getting my head around this system. And the reason why I've taken on Dodgy Doctors is because I knew nothing about the NHS, and I knew there was a wrong being done. And I thought, well, it just involves trustees, NHS, forms, pens, date of birth, signature. It's just the same, but we don't know anything about the medical practice or how to assign, all of these kind of terminologies to it. But we know the man's been harmed and he needs to get remedy, and we can see to that. The rest of it, we're working out, but we're doing all right.
It's because it's their policies and their procedures and their protocols. They're not ours.
Yeah, true.
And we're having to find out what they are, and we're learning on the job.
It's good. It's a good learning curve for me though, and I'm enjoying it. But it's not. It's just it's a fine balance between everything. That's all. Getting a fine balance between it all. But we get in there and we're pulling together. That's the main thing. And we create a purpose for others. We are just shepherds in this. We are merely just trying to facilitate for something and to show you that there is other ways than rioting, banging pots, slitting your wrist, taking drug overdose, beating your missus, all these kind of crazy psychological issues that we have in society that man can't actually put his hand on why he does it. But we know that we drink too much, we eat too much, we smoke too much, don't go to church enough and pray. Well, not that you need to, but that was how they were putting it. You don't get married now and have your baby, you're all bastards out of wedlock, and the world's just lost its purpose. Well, it hasn't. It's the systems that they've given us have warped us that much. We don't know up from down, and what we've said is, hey up pal, come here and listen to this.
That's right. Each item of chattel is bastardised at birth anyway.
It's just, and we've forgot that. We've forgotten what's happening in our actual status and capacities. And I don't know, when I was in the 80s, I remember there was a lot of stuff about, certain things happening in the communities and that. There was a lot of community. There is nothing now compared to, there wasn't a lot in the 80s, but they were all in the summer and that, chatty, and neighbours coming out and, being all right, and some kind of an, party in the street and that. But now it's, you have a party in the street and you find out that half your shit's gone. Where's my stereo? Where's that gone? Has you seen microwave? What are you doing? I had a party. Like the street, you can't do that this day and age, can you? But that's where we need to change it. Things that we've allowed it, to be fair, or our past, forefathers have by accident. They've been lied to. They've been deceived. You think about your family that have been in pain or upset or been done wrong over in the history and in the past. Now you find out this information. You're like, so all that money passes hands, and you didn't help my old nan. You know what I mean? All them bonds are floating about, and little old ladies don't get help because there's no money for them.
She paid in all her life for nothing. That's right. Hello, what's going on here? What they paid in for then? Where's that gone? Hello. Where's the public pot you speak of? Why isn't you fairly and justly compensated? Hello?
There's no fund. Sorry, there's no funding. What do you mean there's no funding anymore?
Hello?
I believe there is. I am the creditor. You know, if they turn around and your old nan turned around and said that, they'd be like, what? Pardon? Who? The water? The creditor? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Do you know what that is?
Set law creditor, absolutely.
Bless them. We owe it to them, you see, and then we owe it to the unborn offspring that are going to be paying for air and be given even more poisoned water. Probably get, when they're born, instead of the thumbprints and that being taken, they'll probably get some kind of RFID chip put in now. So that monitors your privileges, your freedoms, and your liberties.
The same as your animals now. When you take your puppy for its vaccinations, and they say that, well, there's a legal requirement now whereby you must have your dog identified and chipped as such. Yes. And no doubt they'll be rolling that out soon in the hospital soon, if not already. I've heard it in some states of the world, but not all, you know. And it's ironic that
smart
the building
meters, smart meters can control your stuff. They're giving you smart meters to turn off on and offable control. You know, they're not just smart meters because they, you know, anybody can read a box of numbers outside for the love of Jeebus. You can even get a system.
It's the frequency that they resonate at that's dangerous as well. We don't need those frequencies resonating around us.
This is it. There's a lot to it. It's more digital takeover that's happening now. Is being aimed at our offspring's future. And they will ask us why we didn't do anything. You know, they won't ask us because we won't be here, but they will ask themselves why didn't, you know, anybody do anything like we've seen about the CQV. Let's go back in history. They didn't do anything because they didn't know. But when they find out we knew, hang on a minute, well, Andy and Dave say on this video here from, you know, 25, 30 years ago, 30, 40 years ago. It's coming out a lot, isn't it? But, yeah. Rock on Tommy in America said on the Sun and Moon hangout with Andy and Dave, this, that, the other. Why didn't nobody do out? That was 30, 40
I couldn't believe it. People are watching the Andy and Dave thing from where did he say he was? Minnesota?
Something crazy, long place. Yeah. Random.
Lord. Notorious B.I.G.
Snafu, got to that, didn't we? Do as trucks do, power, no power all the time. Crossed all 3 lanes, plus hard shoulder. You did well then. You did really well.
Blessed be, brother, blessed be.
Yeah, someone's watching after you. So
yeah, they're watching after you. Like and plus you're obviously a very talented rider, so blessed be. Because I would assume that the first initial part of it would be fluke and God's part that you stopped on the machine, but the rest would be your own controlling of it, so, you know. Once you finished filling your trousers, I'm sure you took grip of the cow and brought it to the hard shoulder, as you say, you know. Wrestled her in. Good on you, brother.
Right. Jamie Oliver, yeah, I'm just going through.
As a sovereign, how do you grapple with mandatory stuff? Well, I do as she says, otherwise she throws me out. If my queen says you're to do that, that's what I do. It depends who's authorising themselves and calling it mandatory. I do believe he without rights only does mandatory stuff like a prisoner.
And when is your next seminar? We'll do that through the .com. We're not sure where. It depends where everyone is, and we need a minimum of like 30, 40 again. Gee, stop it, Dave.
You love this 30, 40 business, don't you?
Oh wow!
Can't you just say a few?
It needs to be 40-ish. Way wise, I will get to you. Your email is just here. It's close. I'll get to it. Promise you. I'm sorry.
The government don't do mandatory thing. We're governed by consent. We're ruled by consent. We're policed by consent. You go to church by consent. You go to Asda by consent. You get out of bed by consent.
They're on about, all right then, that's all right, finance stuff. I'm in battle with mine, and it's a dead end. Way wise, we will chat. And yeah, you can always call that number on the website if you need to get in touch. But I realise you are patiently waiting, so your wait will be over. Now I've caught up. Monday was off. Monday was brilliant. I hope you all had a nice bank holiday Monday. It was nice to not do anything.
Yeah, I like the Riffid chip. Yeah, it's they say it's mandatory. They can't make nothing mandatory against man. Otherwise, it's dictatorship then. and they're ruling over you. That's saying they're above you, they're over you, they're between you and the Creator. And no one's between us and the Creator.
Land Registry Office, they've got a lot to answer. Look at land tenure as well. Look at the 1066 Doomsday. Type in land tenure. I got some of it. Don't laugh at me. I got some of it from Wikipedia. The bits that was in blue. It said if you don't know what these words are, you can, the ones that are highlighted in blue, you can click on them. If you press Control on your keyboard, you can keep the same page open that you're viewing. And when you press Control, whatever you click on opens in a new window. So you keep what you've got, so you can keep going back to that and finding other stuff. And you open a new one. And I went in there and I was looking at not the adjudicator. That's something else. The 1066 Doomsday, land registry. It's mental, these numbers, isn't it? Land registry, Doomsday, and land tenure. And that's all connected in with the land registry. But then when you've got because you've got land, we're registered as the Ribs and Adam and so forth, and the the Bible and the Vatican. So we are land registered to the land. Yeah, there is something in there. They're on about mortgages here, as it happens, John and White. Deeds and titles and that, it still goes. Go on.
It's all in the deeds and titles. That's where it's down to. John Middleton made me laugh. He says, "I'm training myself up for the other side."
We have no time to look into this. Yeah, he's a good lad. He is a good brother. Snafu says we have no time to look into this properly. Work too long nowadays. That's what they've got you into. Yeah, this working and sitting and slavery and sleeping 8 hours, working 10 hours,
12 hours a day. That's right.
It's not even. It's an existence. It's not living. It's not life.
You're surviving. You're not living.
As a sovereign, how do you grapple with mandatory stuff? Well, you afford it to your legal person. So that's the one. The Mr. or Mrs. Way Weiss would be.
That's what I just said. There's nothing mandatory to man.
She's on about the assumptions and presumptions. Well, rebut them at the earliest opportunity. You don't have to go out there. If they assume stuff, just because in 1303 Bonum Sanctum Pope Boniface declared the divine body, soul and everything theirs, the Vatican, and started these trusts and quasi-trusts and situs and bloody CQVs and keys, then it doesn't mean it's right. It just, me and Andy could claim something now, like we could start some kind of following with the 2,500 or 2,000 here, 3,500 in Facebook. If we got them all on the domain, well, sure, we could have enough numbers to start some kind of something, and we could declare something, and then that means nobody says out it's right. No, it doesn't. It means you're arrogant. What kind of an arse would come up with a rule? I know, we'll say we own everything, and if nobody says anything, we'll take it. What? No. When we find out, this is what you're going to take. You're going to take it back, aren't you?
The best of five. Best of five.
What arrogance that is. Yeah, that's just where we're at. So you don't have to. You don't have to stand.
What a rule. Silence is acquiescence. That's not the way at all. You have to.
You have the right to silence. Yeah. Because if you think about it, what would you say to an officer? An officer would use what you say to him as evidence in a court of law. So if you don't stay silent, then you are not going to be able to fight your corner, and you'll have the assumptions and presumptions take over, and you are in trouble. So you need to say something. So to stay sovereign in the statutory assumptions and presumptions in the face of an officer, you need to box clever, and he's not legally trained. So what I'd say to an officer is, excuse me, are you legally trained? I don't believe you are, officer. Let's get me a constable or a chief inspector or somebody that knows a bit of law, and then we can go on and contract. But until then, just take me to the station, give them your rights, give them a unilateral agreement, whatever, and don't consent. Do not call it kidnap. And you'd get to the desk, and then you'd have a right old jolly time with a booking in sergeant. But that's how you're not going to stay sovereign, because the system doesn't recognize that. It's a bigger system than what we've got. So we have to be peaceful for the time being and disobedient in a way, and that's it. Civil disobedience instead of mass civil obedience. That's the problem. We all just blindly follow like lemmings and sheep, and really we don't have to. Do you, Andy?
Create our own future. You can't predict it, but you can help create it and coerce it, manifest it.
Blu-ray says London is your next seminar, as there are lots of SPO's members down there, so that's he's doing a bit of coordination for us, look.
Well, Brother John did say he's got us a beautiful place down there. You need to get in touch with him, Dave.
All right. Yeah, we will. John from London. I've sent him an email today, working my way down the list. See, and I said we will talk tomorrow. Call me, because he wants to chat about what he can bring to the site, the gathering, and we're
His
going to have the
health
tickets
and well-being.
downloadable. Yeah. I forgot to say earlier, though, the tickets will be downloadable. You can reserve. We've got 200 for the time being. The field could hold probably 500, but we want to be modest and don't want everybody crammed. And we're not trying to make a mass amount of profit or anything. So I think 200 will be. I'm not saying we won't release any more, but for the time being, 200 will be enough. There will be, like I say, the options to have one ticket per adult. Your offspring are free. There are no animals allowed. Functions are music, entertainment. We'll have a massive bonfire going all the time for 2 days. We'll have a lot of safety issues there. So there's a canal to go by the side. So we'll get some fencing up. If you have got offspring, you will have to sign your own, not anything too bad, but you'll sign a site safety that you've been inducted to the site, you know where the hazards are. We're not just going to put you on a field and let you run free. It's going to be done real proper. We've got walkies, CBs, radios, site security.
We do have a statement
premises.
of method in place, and
We
all
do.
good shall prevail, and all safety measures have been looked again. So, yes, all shall be good for both young, old, and in between.
We do it a lot, don't we? We overthink a lot, but your safety is paramount. Your enjoyment is paramount. Our enjoyment is paramount. So, we're looking forward to that. You are allowed to, like I say, have a stall there. We have got space. If you do provide anything, let me think. What happened at the last seminar? We got Harry come down as a surprise and set up shop at the end of the seminar. So I was quite surprised at how much shop man set up from a little box. It was like sort of like watching what was that cat called? Was it Felix? Just this thing, tubes and bazookas and crystals and spinners and organite, and I was just like, wow, what are we doing here, lad? And he told me about
hello. Yeah, like a bloody magician's hat. Kept pulling all these rabbits out, didn't he?
We can
Stuart Richardson
that.
is saying. Stuart Richardson says lawful rebellion. I don't class myself as in lawful rebellion. I'd rather my status and capacity correction. That's what it is. I think we're correcting our status and capacity within their society.
Lawful rebellion is what you'd get with that's come from the practical lawful dissent and such things as the Magna Carta, and with regards to the constitutional argument that we have a right to lawfully rebel when the Queen, we say the Queen, not Elizabeth, but the Queen, the title, the Queen, has allowed foreign powers into the landmass England, informed the United Kingdom Trust and managing peoples under the court system, the judiciary, and the current parliamentary setup with the legal constraints in place, which lead to her parliament making white papers, bills and acts, governing persons, citizens and employees, and all this facade, including Theresa May and everybody managing the country on her behalf. Then you've got the banks and the banks of the Windsor and Rothschild and the square mile of London. This is not by chance, it's not by accident, and we've missed the right trick here in history. They did a number on us and glossed right over this, didn't they?
Yeah. Didn't they set a fire to somewhere?
Glossed right over my nan's back garden, my nan's shed at one time. London. What?
Not if they get European laws in this country. Well, that's what's going on at the moment, because we are striving and pushing forward to be the United States of Europe, whereby the EU law shall wipe out and eradicate the common law of this jurisdiction. So that's when you have to fall back onto that we are rolling out now. That's our safety net right there. So.
Mud fighting, mud bathing, mud fighting. That says what you're thinking of, snafu with the hee-hees. Well, we have got a non-gender amount. I think it's a 0.5% out of 3,600 in the Facebook trust. 0.5% are non-gender specific. So you could get anything happening with us, guys. We accept and take anything that's fun. light-hearted and in the interests of entertainment, as these two idiots have shown you.
Absolutely. Don't believe what I say.
Games.
Go and have
If
a
you
look
got
for yourself.
any entertainment, anything you can bring down to do with entertainment that you might think would be interesting for the offspring. If you know anybody that does functions or has anything like that, that'd be good to have. We'll do the food stalls and things as usual. It won't be unhealthy, cheap stuff from God knows what, cash and carry. We'll arrange that. Thomas will get on it if we can't find Sovereign, if he doesn't come back and respond, and if he's not able to, because things have changed, then we will sort that. If you've got any ideas for food, or anything that anybody could come down, or that you'd want, vegetarian especially, stuff like that, then we'll cater for that as well. Me and Andy are all right cooking on barbies, I suppose, if need be. Set a giant, oven
If
up
needs be,
somewhere.
mate, yeah, I'll quickly get a couple of the old oil barrels together. I'll take them down my little workshop of pleasure. And I'll quickly cut, chop and fabricate and get my little magic welder out, and I'll weld us something together to cook food. And don't worry about that. I'll bring it in said van. No messing about, lad. Chuck in back and here we come.
Yeah, so all is good. There's plenty of time. How many days? Let's look at a calendar while we're here. So 29th of May. 1 week is the 5th of June. 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, 5 weeks, 6 weeks is the 3rd of July. 6 weeks then, 3rd of July. And then 7 weeks and 1, 2, 3 days.
7 weeks and 3 days. Do you reckon I'll have a Sovereign t-shirt by then?
Oh no, you won't. Not unless we build this trust fund up. Get this trust fund built up. We'll buy a printing machine.
Well, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to deploy my own arrangements now, Lord.
We've only ever had one print so far, and then after that, it was that much hassle, and it took like over 9 months to get delivered. 75% of the delivery that I paid for, I give up. Mick, you ruined it for me, Mick. You took all the pleasure out of it. I'm not going to say his full name, but Mick, you know who you are, and you did me wrong. You didn't act in honour, and then he had the cheek to try and drag it around Facebook. So I just blocked him. I went, keep the money, do whatever the politics are. We had an agreement. It didn't get delivered, and he started calling my admins down. And then I had to say, well, you call my admins down, but you're not really a man of honour, because where's the rest of the batch? That extra large was in there. He didn't have any. So you're without a t-shirt because of that guy Renegan on the original deal.
See? And early lessons there were sent to us, weren't they, brother? Early lessons were sent to us there to try and test us.
Yeah, anyway, we do it ourselves next.
Life trying again. What about disabled access? Is it a campsite?
A field. You get on a field, love it, that's it. We're in a field, we'll put some wood down, we'll have the special rollers. If we know they're coming, we'll get some plywood and that and get some access for you. Bear in mind, we'll have to work with you, but whatever you request, if we can reasonably do, we'll do, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely. We endeavour to keep happy, but there's only so much you can do, and I'm sure it would be weather dependent as well. Because when I go out with my little mate Peg, who is also, a wheelchair dependent and has been all of his little life,
we'll look after him. Yeah,
we have to choose where we go in the grass, because it ordinarily one man push turns into a 2-man pull, turn them round, pull them backwards, and put them. But hey, whatever we endeavour to have to do, that's what we shall do. It's not what we have to do; it's what we wish to do. So
well, yes,
if you make the effort to turn up, then we'll. I think that there's toilets and stuff on site, I believe, is the day.
There's a brick building, an actual brick pub, you'll be pleased to know, that's quite big, that can hold about 300, with toilets and kitchens and baby changing and plugs and electric and seats and fires and roofs and taps and everything you could ever want.
We'll have to get you from, basically have to get you from there to your sleeping quarters, and there'll be enough sovs there to muck in and lend a hand and endeavour to make sure everyone's okay, so... let's do it.
If we find out if anyone is disabled, other than who was it that said that? No, they like
John
trying
Middleton.
Again, so
we may need disabled access for leaving. You mean? Bless him. Boom. Have you seen what that man consumes each day in his dietary needs? Lord Almighty. He's on this platform. He's on the other platform. He posts. He comments live. He's all over. When we're here, that man is here. I don't know how he does that on what. It's brilliant, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Big 2, 3, one of them, mate.
So yes, disability. We love and respect you. I've actually met Life Trying Again. That's who I've also, as well as Dodgy Doctors. They're the two beneficiaries I've got in a minute. So I'm working closely with them guys, and yeah, we'll get them both there. To be fair, they're part of the trust and family. We have to put wood down and some plywood and get hopefully we've ordered sun, so we won't. I'm just thinking if it's wet and if it's not so sunny and that, it's going to be a ball ache. But we want you there.
To him that is all divine, mate. I have already telepathically done my inward manifestation, and all's going to be beautiful. I can feel it already.
Yeah, I know.
Good. All right, then. So, Life Trying Again, we've got lots of love for you, you know that, and we will get you in there if we can. So, John will get you disabled access for leaving. It's called My Boot Up Your Backside. John,
I'll
it's time
put you
to
in the back of my van and take you to where you got to go. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, well, oh, wow, yeah, parking. So, where did we put the car? Where did we put the horses? They've all ran off.
We tie them
the
up
horses
over
have
there,
escaped. All right, yeah, this is good. So, yeah, back to the event. So, we want the tickets. I've posted you the link now. So, we want you to take the reservation. We're using PayPal. It's all tracked and traced through the Sovereign account that we've got going alongside, that's been running for the last 2 and a bit years, that we've been on about to, and we've bought the websites with and held seminars with and done everything we said. And, you know, you can trust us. So, it is all recorded, protected, indemnified, and for real. So Honor Bound, yeah, we are hopefully going to get 200 of you or thereabouts, 150, 100. And if you need anything, tell us now. Where will you tell us? You will tell us at contact@splspro.com. Let me just check these emails because I haven't used that for a while. I don't want to give my own one out. I'm sure it's contact. Let me just check it. I will write it in. Read some comments, Andy. What's he saying about unicorns?
Brother Matt.
Oh, it is.
Hey, Brother Thomas. Brother Matt. Yes,
I
didn't think of that, maybe. I had a barbecue at my house yesterday.
I'm live on Facebook.
And Sister Kay come to my house and brought her weapon with her. And it worked.
To see if he was
so I can tell you that much. And we have witness to it. We still get dressed up as unicorns, deadly with knowledge. I'm coming as Elvis, John. Get me flares on and my blue suede shoes and my right old sideburns and my right old wig. Can't log on still website.
See if you can hear you.
I think I'm going to hire a Lamborghini for the weekend. Oh, mate, don't mess about, John. Oh, no.
Say hello to him, Thomas, see if he can hear you.
Hello, mate.
Yes, brother, how are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
Alright, thank you. You haven't called me for a while. I thought I'd started to smell somewhat. If you're favouring your pigs over me, there's something going on.
Oh, they're 6 fine lovely ladies. But yeah, no, I've just been flat out getting the show together and stage and the rest of it.
I've just spoken of your name highly for what you've done there with your own fair hands.
On the Hog Show page.
Yeah, it's brilliant, mate.
Just talking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on, Thomas. Carry on.
Do you want to give us if you give us about 20 minutes, I'll go live.
Okay, let's do that then.
Easier.
We'll count it down. We'll await your beautiful presence.
Hang on, now we're on. Oh yeah, we've got hang out. Yeah, we've got all that saved from before, so yeah, we can do that, Tom. No worries.
Cool. All right, just give us 20 minutes. I'm just going to, and then I'll go on the screen.
Ooh, promises. Later on.
He's off to put his face and lipstick on. He's gone to brush his hair and look his best, and he's doing part of the Hog Show, get his favourite tie on.
No, that's blue you're thinking of.
Right. How much is the event, and can we pay with promissory notes? You can always promise anything you wish.
The email is contact@sovereignparalegals. Yes. .uk.
And how much is the event, alias 69? And can we pay with promissory notes?
25 English credits, sterling note credits from the bank of, credit of, central of, and that's for 2 days. 25 for 2 days. Everything's included, electric, food, everything. We'll give you some complimentary scran. we'll get something sorted out. Don't worry, you're not going to starve. We'll have vegetarian option, just to come down and park your unit up, tent, pitch, whatever. You don't. It's not just for motorhomes. You can just travel down, you know, get there. When we release the location, it's Oxford. So once you get to Oxford, we can actually look at getting. I've got a 7-seater Turan, so I can taxi a bit. Collect, so don't panic. If you get there on a public transport, on a train with some bags and a tent and whatnot, me and Andy, I'm sure, and some others, the Sovereigns will come into effect and we'll get everybody. So we'll look at that. Tents as well, so there's lots of space. Anything you want musician wise, you can bring that down and set up as well. If it isn't too good weather, then we might have not much storage, so think about storage for yourself, but it should be nice and hot and sunny and dry, so can have everything out in the open, to be fair, and set. So we'll have the main stage, not the main stage, but the trailer that you've seen previously then earlier. We'll have that set up, and it's not going to be like a massive 48 hour rave. It's going to be anything you want, old Motown, you know, dance, old classic 70s that you like, you know.
Absolutely. And then we've got our other brother with his mobile home, and he's going to be setting up his awning and things like that. So if we do have any adverse showers or whatnot, you know, it's a big old thing that can fit a fair few in it. You know, it's like a 40 by 50 awning or something massive that clips onto the side of his lorry. Bit of ABBA. Yeah, we'll have some ABBA.
ABBA, yeah, whatever you want, whatever you guys want. It's all about what you want.
First thing I just read. Yeah, Matt, I'll come back to you on that. We'll speak privately about our weapon. That's what we would do. Police cannot come confiscate a hire car, as it's called British corporation within the corporation, corporate.
Echo.
He's looking to hire a Lamborghini and come see us. So
this is
it'll be like that then. ABBA and Bee Gees, is it? It's going to fit in my flares just nicely.
Tickets, Andy, tickets. We haven't designed any tickets yet. We're going to get the SPL's Pro icon on them, and everyone that reserves a ticket, we will issue a ticket number. There is one ticket per man. Woo man. So you will produce one of the tickets, and it will be assigned to the payment ID through PayPal. So there can be no reprinting, you know, copying and all this kind of things, and 700 guys turning up going, "Oh, I've come for a gathering." No, you haven't. You're at the wrong place, let me assure you. These aren't the tickets that we're looking for. What? They're not local. You know, so yeah, got all that sorted out. So they're going to come and speak to Greg later on, possibly tonight, and design some tickets that we can download for you. The way wise, good night to your sister. I will be in touch. Tomorrow I'm out in Sheffield. I'm doing some hydrogen related stuff, but when I come back, I will check my emails tomorrow night. Yeah. The tickets will get downloaded though through the site. I'll see to that, or I'll get you a place to download them. No, they need to be done individual. So we will do them individually on an Excel sheet, and I know how to put a data into Excel documents and change it depending on. So we'll put codes in Excel, do the tickets on an Excel base, and that means now to possibly quite a lot of you. But I need to think on the fly, because that's what we do, don't we? We think on the fly.
Off the cuff.
Yeah.
It's all live. It's all in the now.
I'll do it via email. Your tickets will be emailed to you with a specific reference of your payment number on that can be identified on the day. So it won't give out any personal details, but I'll get a transaction number or something to tie that to, and you'll get them emailed, and then you can download or take them onto your tablet. Yeah. PDF. We'll do PDFs. Here we go. And like when you're going on your jollies, and you have the fun of all of that.
If your name's not coming down, you ain't coming in.
That's right, because it's a private event, and we have to keep it that way because we have to safeguard the trust. We are on the public domain saying we're having a party in the field, Andy, but we've done that loads of times, and there was no trouble in the 90s, so there won't be any trouble now.
We're not having a party. We're having a get together.
A gathering. That's the word. Yeah, it's a private gathering.
We're all going to meet minds. So endeavour to get there.
Let's go in the kitchen. out to the kitchen. I'm going to make a cigarette like the passed out, I believe. Oh, can't show them you, but they do look a picture. They do look a picture. I wish I was in the middle there, having a bit of...
I hate it when you move around. I have to hold on to my chair. It feels like I'm moving. I just shut my eyes, tell me when to stop.
If we only had an hour video, I'd be
Stop
able
the
to stay in
ride,
one
stop
place.
the ride, I want to get off.
If we only did an hour video, I'd be able to sit in one place. But as they like getting increasingly longer and going into like monolithic episodes, then I gotta move around a bit. I can't stay still.
There you go then. Can you let me know? LOL. Yo, brother Matthew Johnny say, you know, he's going to let his hair down and come and swing it loose, baby.
Yeah, there we go.
You don't have to make me laugh, his eye saying it.
Yeah, it was like he's just stepped out of a salon.
Yeah, Dean Yates, is it close to the public transport, Dave? Don't worry,
Oxford.
Dean, too much, mate. If you can get to the local, you know, train station or the Oxford bus station or whatever, mate, we'll arrange a couple of lifts and we'll do a couple of trips and a couple of journeys and we'll endeavour to get everyone in. And we'll ferry and bus everybody in.
Yeah, we should get if Thomas comes on now. Thomas can give a bit more specific because I'm not Oxford, I'm Midlands, and so I've been to see Thomas a couple of times. And I know the Oxford University is not far away, but that's no good for you. You need to know miles and postcodes and places. And, you know, I haven't got that, so we'll get that in a jiffy.
Absolutely. So I know myself. I'll get a couple of settees thrown in the back of my transit, and I'll go and do a couple of journeys and pick them up. Chuck bags on roof rack. Here we go, lad. Lots of mountaineering expedition. Let's go. Lovely, jubbly. Do you honestly think? Dawn? Do you think honestly we were born with dis-ease and disability if we were born from slaves for the mind's waste of time, letting us procreative disabled waste of time? I know, mate, that's just a narrative, John. Excellent, cheers, bro, says Dane. Yeah, no problem, brother. If anyone can endeavour to get as far as they can in the local station of whichever, I personally shall endeavour to come and, you know, grab you or whatever you, so no one's left out. I don't want anybody stranded or left out and we're having a nice time and you're busting a ball to get there. You Facebook friend me or whatever, I'll come and fetch you.
It may be Friday the 13th, but it'll be lucky for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Boom shanker. So,
turn that frown upside down and right around. Let me just say, trust, tickets, money. Thomas's field, not our field. Thomas's generators, electric, certain things. It's somebody else's. It's not Thomas's field, but it's Thomas's in Oxford. You know, we know guys that have garages and cars and, you know, certain things. They know guys that have tractors and fields and sheep and cows. It's a different world. So he said, if this field won't do, there's another one here. It's got this facility on it. And these guys hire out fields for thousands of pounds, you know. They can hire a field out for a festival for a stupid, I mean, not hundreds, but a lot of thousands. And I'm like, how much would he want for this? He says, I'll sort it. I'm like, okay, then. If you can sort it and we can get these guys down, we'll get them to pay as little as possible, which is £12 something a day. We'll pay Thomas off. We'll publish all the accounts. I'll publish what's taken for every single ticket. There's no hiding because PayPal lets me download the documents in the CSV file.
You can't hide a nice time. There's nothing to hide.
No, I'm on about finance. So then I'll download what's taken money-wise, and then you show him. You don't want to be putting on a show. Tented, literally tented. Andy, you're tented. Oh God, can't hide. Stop it. And the money, once it's paid out to the fees and whatever's gone, needed to be paid, then will be given to Thomas for all of that, and then it's going into the trust, the rest of it for the trust and to build it up. That's the idea, so we can build up the trust of which we have nothing in. The one that we've just started, you know, the empty bag, the empty silk purse needs some gems.
Oh, don't mess about wherever I put it. So I got my silk purse out yesterday to someone that is all rocky and spiritual, and it scared them.
Right, well, do the power of that.
That's what she said. I know, I couldn't believe it. I was taken aback by it. Oh, here it is in my pocket. Ooh. for tubers that don't know, this is the power of the silk purse. I've got 5 stones in there from my brother on here, Blu-ray Soul. If you wish to speak to him, he will tell you the contents of Andy's silk purse and the power within it. So, if it means out to you yesterday, Blu-ray Soul, I put them on Sister Shona's lap, and she like that. She were Dave. She bloody no. She didn't tell me what they were actually. Yeah, she didn't actually tell me what it meant, whether she was scared of them or they were hot or what the bloody hell were. I thought I just chucked an acid bath on her lap. I don't know what had gone on.
Hilarious.
So, is what weed? There's no name.
Somebody
on there,
made an assumption. Is somebody assuming, Andy?
Yeah. No, it's I smoke. I smoke roll up.
Unbelievable.
Let's get. And here's my filter tips, my Rizzlers. I have it all to hand. They're on about banning these filter tips soon because the menthol top. I'm not sure what that's all about, so I won't be able to have my little minty cigarette no more. My only little crutch in life. I don't drink alcohol or nothing. I have a little cigarette, and they're on about bloody banning that little happiness in my life now. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. I have to try and start smoking me tobacco through a mint leaf. See how I crack on with that.
Don't tell me that mint tips are bad for you. Not like tobacco isn't, but you know.
That's what I mean. This is where it's all at, you know. Lord Almighty, don't worry about me throat and lung cancer through the tobacco. I can't have me minty filter.
We've just realised that those of you that are using minty filters are twice as likely to contract cancer. So we're going to give you something else now. We've killed enough of you. It's time to stop.
Thanks, babe. Ain't it ironic, eh? It really is ironic. So,
Alanis Morissette. It was Alanis that sung that. So, musicians, MCs, artists. I'm going to get the laptop out, the Mark 5s. I'll bring all my record collection. When I say all, I mean about not all of it, but I'll bring a lot of good old stuff. You can nice to see, you know, Voodoo Ray coming out on a vinyl, CJ McIntosh, Sasha, John Digweed, maybe some older stuff, some 80s, Bob Marley, The Doors. I've got quite a lot on the vinyl that I can dig out and find. So maybe some David Bowie for the Dawns out there that I know, you know, Secret Bowie. Is it Bowie? Was it?
No, Dawn loves Freddie Burglary.
Sorry, Queen. Yes. Very, very frightening. Thunder and lightning. Oh, Dawn. Oh,
don't sing to Dawn. I've got my earphones in, you fool. She can't hear you.
Yeah, but it can be replayed later with no earphones, can't it? Dawn, 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 dawn. It was just thunder and lightning. Very, very frightening.
Thunder and lightning. Very, very frightening to you, Dawn. Dave, forgetting that you can't hear him.
Hallelujah.
As menthol opens your lungs so the tar can get deeper, apparently. In that case, I would have thought they left it in so they can finish you off a bit quicker, such as the system. Mother Nature, how you exist with the species and without cooperation. Exactly. It's here for remedy. It was here of the earth before we were. And that's why all natural medication is of the earth. Man is born for remedy unto the earth. What they call the law, the land, air, and water is ours, and that is of the earth, whether it be fruit or vegetable, is ours, and the dominion is ours, and it's all for us, for our benefit. So, and that's how it is for me in my mind. So yeah, you call it what you wish, or just proclaim to smoke. If you want to call it weed or tobacco or coke or whatever the hell you wish to call the fruity name of it these days, I just call it smoke. Yes,
you got any Nicky Ladder when I was a kid? You got any Nicky Ladder?
You got any of that bloody gear, mate? Some of that fanny stuff.
Shit. But anyway, thunder and lightning. No, I need to look at the chat room, see what's going off. You have to keep an eye on it because I'm at the control panel, but I'm not at the control panel. So if we get any intruders, I have to get them out, like, you know. Put it on slow. Slow mode's not on because we can trust our channel. You know, other channels, that's another thing. They all have to have all these certain like security things on and that, but we're all right. We've got a nice little community going here. Respectful.
Absolutely, mate. So, yeah, and they're duty bound to come and watch us all the time and stuff like that. It's empowering for me to have that, and that's why I endeavour to empower those that watch in any small way that I can. For
I
me
just can't believe we finally got you on
to
Choob
be
on
someone for someone, yeah. I think because there's been times in my life when I've needed someone and I've had no one, you know, and then good old Dawn come along. So to be someone for someone else at a critical time in life is an amazing thing because it's free. It costs nothing just to be a shoulder for somebody.
Well, you have to give her a good oiling now and again, don't you? She needs an oil now and again.
Oh, WD-40, not much sticks, lad. Just, you know.
Yes, no, it is not good. Yeah, to get you on YouTube has been an excellent thing. To get you to come from watching YouTube to being part of it is excellent, brother. I can't say how much magic it is. Thomas is eager. He's eager.
Thank you, mate. And thanks to everybody that believe my belief. I can't believe the amount of people that have taken on their belief from my belief. It's quite astounding. Yeah, slightly behind. Just put it on slow mo because people comment or something. You can turn it off or something. I'm not too sure.
I've invited Thomas. He's in.
Okay, mate. You just invited Thomas up. I had a phone call earlier, Dawn, while it was on. If I don't plug it, you can't hear it on the
The king is arrived. All hail the king. All hail. King Hog. Hello. Good evening, sire. Lord and master.
Don't know about that. One thing I will say is best looking guy in the chat.
See, you laugh at your own jokes because nobody else will.
That's because how are you, brother? You good? That's actually hard. You said that was hard, and I didn't realise how hard that was.
It's always going to be hard, Tom, for you.
Can you see from there?
He's looking down. Stop looking down, rude.
No, I'm not trying to look down. I can't. Look, I'm working. It's all right. I'll take the air out of the chair. Wait a second. Oh no, I'm so happy. Andy got his silk purse out. What a treat.
It's never far away, mate.
Can't help it. How are we then, brothers? Are we good?
We're talking about the gathering, yeah. We're planning. We're planning, Tom. We're good.
Okay. So I did have a look. Train station, Oxford, is your best option. We can pick people up from Oxford pretty easy. That's about 15 minutes away from that field I showed you, Dave.
Is it? Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, everyone needs to make sure they keep charge on their phone because we can only get people that we can speak to. It's going to be 2 days, real nice time. I think you missed a vital band though. We have to play a bit of Us and Them by Pink Floyd in it, Andy.
Oh, Dave, what are you doing?
All right. Swapped. My battery's running out. Andy's run my battery out. Burr?
We good?
Crack on, Thomas.
Yeah, I reckon we need a bit of Pink Floyd played, don't we, Andy? You're a big fan of Pink Floyd,
yeah. Any real music, bit of Dire Straits or Pink Floyd or BB King or...
Oh, he knows me. Bit of us and them.
Go on.
Yeah, something that's proper and something that's soulful and, you know, you can't beat a bit of the blues or whatever, can you? So each of their own, you know, that I listen to all genres of music, but, you know.
So, yeah, music, nice barbecue, nice chilled time. I'll do a bit of a performance for my pigs for everyone to have a good laugh at. and
My Dawn wants to look after the pigs for the weekend. Her favourite animal in all the world is piggies.
really, oh, that's good then. That's good.
She's asked me for one for the last 20 years, and here you are presenting yourself with a bloody lorry full of piggies.
It's the hog, isn't it? It's the hog part of it.
Absolutely. You know, they're beautiful beasts and they're highly intelligent, and people don't give them the credit that they're due.
I've got this.
Apparently, from the dodgy doctors tells me that the wild boar at some point in history, he's not told me as if like he's told me like he knows it for definite, but he said, you know, you need to watch pig and bacon because apparently it contains wild boar and human DNA, and they mixed it together and made a pig. I went, shut up. He went, you need to look at it. I went, where from? On YouTube.
Is that why pigs' heart is identical to ours? Yeah.
And the skin.
What he said. That's what he said. He goes, look at the pig's heart. I went, shut up. Oh, no. I don't eat pork anymore anyway. But I was like, I did have a lot of bacon in my time. I thought, no. But interesting. Hey, YouTube, is there any truth in that? Because when you got a few viewers like ours, they can tell you yes or no.
There's truth in they've put pig valves into humans, pig heart valves into humans, and they put skin grafts. What they do is they get a jellyfish, and jellyfish under UV lights actually glow. So what they do, when they do a skin graft on a pig, they put the jellyfish DNA into the pig skin, and then they can put the human under a light to see if the skin graft is taken to the human correctly. That's common knowledge. That's not even
common knowledge. Have you heard him? It's common knowledge.
That's the same way we print our own money, isn't it?
Common knowledge.
The currency. Musical artist. I was patiently waiting to say that recital. Do you remember Prince? Is the first question.
Do I remember Prince as in Purple Rain Prince?
As in the artist formerly known as, and then
the symbol.
Just bear with me. You went to Symbol after being Prince. That Prince.
Why?
Anna, do you remember the artist Prince? There was a man. You're not maybe as old as Andy and I. That's where it is. But there was a man back in the day.
God, you cheeky swine.
And host Pun Master, did you hear that?
Cheeky swine.
Andy, you don't know what you've done. Oh wow.
You're baking up the wrong tree, mate.
Come on.
Never mind you two.
Let's get back on what we were doing.
Can I just get crackling with this fucking artist print? Let me get.
Dave,
what are you talking about?
Just stop chopsing.
I wasn't baking. It was a pound of bacon.
Puns for days.
Any road.
Are we doing?
Dave, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Shut up, you little swine. Stop being a swine.
Who do you think you are? Is that PA system there with CDs? Is it, Tom?
Sorry?
Your PA system on board your lorry, is that a CD player or is it like MP3 player? Or is
anything you want. So we got the
you can plug things into the mixer.
Plug things over, the whole lot. Anything you can plug into it can be plugged into. Dave loves his Dexter. I'm probably going to get a bigger mixing desk for the event. Get all the lights and etc. back on it. If you looked at, have you seen the video on the Hog Show page that's got
brilliant. I've shared it.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Spot on. Yeah, so that's all got all the lights and everything on. We'll look at in the daytime what we'd like, like the people from YouTube and the group to bring their skills as well. Sort of contact Dave or contact myself, and we'll sort of come up with a timetable of the day, so everyone's got something to look at. Come with your knowledge, of it could be anything. If you in the food, how we think the food, if technology, anything. We just want to not probably the wrong word, network, but get people that have got the common thought process that we have and share ideas and think. I think that's what this is all about, and putting face to names. And top of the list, having a bloody good time.
Yeah, make sure we're under the same umbrella whilst we're all talking to one another rather than at people.
Yeah, correct. That's it, Andy.
So we're all properly addressed and we all feel at one. And although we may be talking to 100, it feels like we're being spoken to individually.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's how I like to portray it. So whereby it doesn't matter who's out there. Like I do this here. It feels like I'm in your house with you, speaking to just you. There's nobody else around. It's just me and you, baby. Look around the eyes, not in the eyes. Margaret. Exactly. And if we can keep that one-to-oneness, that's where the strength prevails. That's where it comes from within.
Yeah. And the enjoyment of just being a family that are.
Is there anything you don't run on his field?
Yeah, is there anything? Speak now for as crazy as it sounded. Is there anything that you would like to come forth with now to say that shall be excluded? Things that we don't wish for. That it could.
I think we've just got to be respectful of others. I think that's the biggest. One, to be honest. Respectful of others, and neighbouring people. I'm going to try and make it as isolated as possible. So if we want to stay up. We'll have a nice bonfire, have a, guitarist around the bonfire. We'll try and make it a really, really nice time.
Stand on his harmonica. We need stand on the harmonica.
I meant like, vehicle-wise or anything like that.
No, I'm not.
Any sort of restrictive on that. We know how to commandeer and be ourselves. We know that side of the law. It's just any other.
We're bringing our tank.
Yeah, because I'm coming in German.
Amphibious is not. We're not allowing amphibious horses. Amphibious horses.
And unicorns are well out. You bring a unicorn.
I'm flying on mine.
After 12 at night, Andy does turn into a pink unicorn. Have you not seen him?
Did he just hold the? Does he hold his silk purse?
Don't mess about, will you? I'm going to bring it with me.
When he turns,
bring your silk purse with you. Make sure.
What I'm going to do, and anyone can come on the day, and this is what I'm going to do. I'll proclaim this now, then on the public. If anyone wishes to come for the day, we will. Anybody can step forth and have a stroke of my silk purse.
Donation to the trust. You got to have a donation to the trust for that privilege. At least £1.
For £1. You can have a feel of the silk. How's that for you, Thomas?
That'll do then.
At this point, I always go, moving on. Thomas, safety of the site, please. There's a canal next to the field, is there not? Explain the building on the site as well, for the mothers and, families and things. Safety and site. Yeah, go on.
We'll have everything there. Obviously, kids are more than welcome. We're going to put on lots of stuff. I'll put on a sheepdog display for the kids, and we'll have some fun with the ducks and the geese and the rest of it.
That's what I was speaking of. If anybody wished to bring their own dog or anything, is a preference as long as they're on their own lead and they're obviously well kept or anything? Can they come, or is it best if they don't come?
What I'll do is I'll have a word with the venue to see how they feel about it.
Because there is a lot of animal lovers with us, and there's a lot of single individuals with us, and they do have pets.
And they do have animals, So, we want everyone to feel welcome.
Absolutely, but if we can't have them, we can't have them, and that's not our land. Is it? We have to
follow the rules. Dog constantly barks and won't stop barking, then it won't be a pleasure to bring. But if you've got a friendly dog that's all right and doesn't bark and gets on with others, then perhaps bring it. But if you have a dog that doesn't like humans, children, music, smells, or other such noises and people, then
this is.
Then I'll have to train it for him.
Yeah, then.
I can't bring Dawn then.
Get in, hallelujah, woohoo!
Looks like I'm coming on my own, kids.
Yeah, I mean, we'll make sure there's poo bags and bins where you can put the dog mess if your dogs are around. And we'll make sure there's water facilities. I'll just need to check with the venue to make sure they're happy. Excuse me. To make sure they're happy with dogs coming. It's not me as such. I'm more than happy. I've got 12 border collies of my own, so I can't tell you someone else you can't bring your own dog. So 12, yeah, 12.
Beautiful, hear that, Dawn? And can you shepherd them?
I can shepherd
any
them.
Any of them working?
All of them, every one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you do your whistles and everything, Thomas?
Yeah, of course I can.
Good
I actually got
lad.
I ain't got my whistle with me. I ain't got my whistle with me. My little strange looking whistle that no one can blow.
Don't you blow it, 'cause I'll come by. I'm trying to do something here.
I'll come by.
My hearing's highly sensitive, you know. I listen to the wall. Oh, don't tease me.
He used to be a sheep until he heard my whistle, and then his kids told the line like the nose.
Andy, get the flock out of here.
No. Have you heard that? Have you heard that?
Yeah, seriously, these jokes will just get a new fleece of life if you're
Hey,
not careful.
on a serious note, earlier on, is it okay? Is there enough? Is it like a disabled access? Is it just one big flat area? Thomas,
we've got a. I'm trying to do it where there is basically a pub on site, so there'll be baby changing facilities, gents, ladies, ramps going up into the public house. I'm yet to get hold of the boss. I've cleared it with the bar. The bar lady said, yeah, it's something he sounds like he'll be really interested in to do. So if I haven't done it with them, then we've got the other field, as David was speaking about earlier on. That's my dad's field. And I'll get everything provided there and then. And it'll all be clean, tidy facilities that we can have a pleasure using rather than, worrying about it being a mess. So it's done properly when it's done under, whether it's for you guys, whether it's
just improper.
Just improper. I don't expect my family to go where they don't want to go, and people need privacy and people need areas to water themselves and unwater themselves. And it's got to be done properly. It's got to be done properly.
Good on you, brother. Respect.
So we'll get it. We'll get it all sorted. I know it's late in the. I know we're late in the day. Let's get as many skilled people as we can to this event. We really need.
If you need some muscle, mate, I can come any weekend. I'll fly down in the transit, mate, and come in. If you need a left and a right arm, mate, thick in the arm, thick in the head, I can lend a hand.
Yeah, quality. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. We
guys on site a few days before, if that would help. We could have like a set-up party. I can come down, Andy. Can we get a few of the gang down? And
John Middleton, there's a few on there of the handy lads, the handy with the hands that can do. If we pull together, I'm sure we can make light of the heavy work.
Yeah. Well, that's the best way to do it. Many hands make light work, and it'd be a really good time for all of us to chill and meet up. We'll get.
There we go. Then, and here's the offerings for that. If you come to that day, then you can have a free stroke of the purse. How's that?
Stop getting the purse out. There's the purse ban on now. There's no more purses.
You purposely said that, didn't you?
I did. Per chance, I did say
it's
that.
Personal to me, mate.
Look, we can have. Look, persona. I'm okay with that purse. Any other purses, no thanks.
Personal and proper to me, which makes it my property, exclusive to all others within this society.
So yeah, I mean that's.
I will persecute you.
We'll get.
Sorry, I just last one.
That was
the finisher.
Right. So you don't want me to start pursuing you?
You are very persuasive.
Yeah, I mean that's guys. All I can guarantee is that we're gonna have a real good time. It will be set up lovely. Everyone will be catered for one way or another. And if we haven't got it there within 20 minutes, it will be. If you need something.
Endeavour.
Yeah, we should do the job, do the job properly. I want people of YouTube, people of Facebook, get on to me and Dave. Give me your skills, and we'll put you into a timetable of the day's activities. I'm going to try and pull some other things out the bag as time goes on, but I'm not gonna say what they are because I don't want to make false promises. But they will be very, very good if I manage to get them down to do what I want them to do. I'll sort of give you a little bit of thing. I know a very, very good falconer, but I don't know if he's around on the day.
We had one turn up to Birmingham, believe it or not. What was he called? Paul, by any chance, Andy?
Yeah,
Paul?
brother Paul, and he
his
lives a
bird was
nomad life. He lives in a van, and he does busking for a living. Him and his bird, it sits with him while he's busking. It sat on the
Quality.
steering wheel of his van while he comes to our seminar.
yeah.
Quality. Yeah, I mean that's what we need. We need, you know, everyone to.
I'll invite him.
If not, me and Dave are going to put on a hell of a show anyway. Dave's going to deal with the
You and
music.
Dawn are going to do the hog show.
Yeah, me and Dawn are going to do the hog show. So that's what we'll plan to do, is to get, you know, everyone we can, to include everyone on Facebook and YouTube if they wish to. If not, we will put on a hell of a show and a good time for everyone, educational, fun.
Yeah.
And family, you know, that's what
no one is excluded, all is included.
Yeah, all is included. If you turn up on the day and you've got a guitar, great. If you turn up on the day and you've got, you know, yourself, that's great. You know, we just want the people to have a good time, see what we're all about, and
make sure you've got a ticket.
Yeah, let's get the tickets sold. It will be, I promise. If not, have a look on the Hog Show page, and you'll see the stage and what it's all about.
I'll link the details into the website page. I'll put links to the Facebook page on there, so anybody that's on the Facebook domain can have a link to the Hog Show and see what else you do, so you can promote your bit as well, what you do there, and they can see more in depth of the trailer, the equipment. What about safety?
Sorry, Dave, didn't catch that.
We'll buy you liability insurance, so we'll have safety. Anybody has a trip, slip, fall, all of this business will be covered for. So what about safety, though? Is there anything we need to say about safety, on-site safety, the canal? If we have it with that other field, you said some Harris fencing, we'll put up the Harris fencing and sort out boundaries, won't we? But they are responsible. Anybody that comes will be responsible. We are not, everyone's responsible for themselves. We'll make the site safe and secure the site and make sure that only trust members get in. We'll give Andy a radio, and I'll have a radio. We'll get some radios scattered about, so we have on-site communication, constant and instant. So I think that's it all covered then. We just need a few private sovereigns and souls.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's what we want. And
then we'll go with the ebb and flow.
Yeah, we'll go with the ebb and flow. Oh, did you? You were talking about words spelled backwards, and you said about desserts, Andy.
Get you just desserts.
Evian's naive, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my days! Naive, Evian, naive. Oh, why are we naive? Yeah, sorry, that was a bit off subject, but I've just
a bottle of naive. Mike can have 3 bottles of that.
3 bottles of naive. So I can live. That's a bit evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that'd be really cool. Sovereigns, get down there. Let's have an absolute whirl of a time. Whirl of a time. Anyone can camp. There'll be things going on in the evening.
Yeah, there's a comment on here, Stuart Richardson. Can we have a water slide into the canal? No, we don't want injuries from the old lost property, motorbikes and shopping trolleys and such forth. So in the aim of safety, we'll keep all slides refrained from the canal side, I'm afraid. The
slip and slide does sound quite fun. I probably can get liability cover for that, to be honest.
No bombing.
Yeah, that's that sounds good actually. That's a piece of tarpaulin, a piece of building membrane, and a load of fairy liquid could cause injuries, but would be good fun.
That's right.
Let's hope the weather's on our side, guys. Let's hope the weather's on our side.
I've already sent a divine message.
Yeah, I've asked him as well.
Inwardly manifested a nice time, so that's all that can. And
we all focus our emotions and thoughts on it. The microcosms and the macrocosms will win.
Yeah.
Matt Braybrook said earlier on, why don't we invite Harry and he can bring his great big weapon and do his thing with his weapon as well, Dave?
Oh yeah, weapon.
Yeah, that'd be great.
They're not weapons, they're deployers, aren't they?
Yeah, because Kay brought her weapon here yesterday and it worked. Really? I'll read that in a minute, and Dawn.
Has
Yeah,
someone
so-
got a lorry reversing in the front room? Well, Thomas?
Sorry, go again.
I had weird beeping. It's gone now. It's all right.
It's right. Dawn's just showed me a 20-foot by 12-foot pool that I could maybe buy and pack and bring with us. Are we going to be able to fill it up, though? Take 2 days to fill the bugger up. By the time we fill it up, it's time to pack down and go home.
I'll start filling them up on Wednesday, IBCs, and I'll just pour them straight out of my lorry. To make a slide off the top of my lorry straight into it. Don't start with these silly ideas. It'll just get out of hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, thank goodness I'm going to be sober. So,
Are you going to be sober, Bruce?
yeah, so I'm teetotal, I'm afraid, mate. I'm not afraid. I'm proud to be teetotal. I don't need to drink from the devil's cup to have a nice time and invoke such things.
No, I get that. That's my dad's completely teetotal. He will not drink a drop of it.
No,
And
happiness is with him,
he's
mate.
just he's got a simple answer. He's like, Tom, it kills you. It's
That's right.
He's like, and that's literally a simple answer.
I don't succumb to peer pressure and how do you have a nice time without it? Well, it's easy for you to say.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't drink regularly, but when I do, it's sort of like it's pretty bad news.
Yeah, I don't like the headache. I've got neurological conditions on, and I just wish not for the hangover, basically. And
yeah, the hangovers ain't good.
Yeah, I used to be a heavy drinker back in the day, and I can't start drinking again because it's just one of those situations that we can't all go into. So
yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
What is
crap.
And,
it's crap.
Self-control is self-control. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Application is the key. If you don't apply yourself, you go off the wrong rails, and you're on the wrong track of life.
At the end
and
of the day,
you know where you're at, you're attracting the wrong environment because it's the environment that you're invoking.
So it happens. I can literally read it when it happens. That you get with a group of people, and they're not bad people. They just like a beer, and then you end up in their world. Is so strange, and I'm like that. I have to distance myself now because I don't actually like the stuff. Or
that's the laws of attraction. That's nature working right there.
I know, laws of attraction, incredible. That was the law that changed my life, actually.
Absolutely, because you invoked it. Only you can change it, nobody else.
Can you expand on that, Tom?
Well, before I sort of went on the journey, and business isn't the nicest thing in an honest fashion. I learned that of a good friend because because you have more, you give someone less. It's a horrible thing. But it focused me, and when I was, I don't know, what have been 20 or 21. I know it's young, but I just said to myself, like, I can't keep going on and feel like I have this repetitive brain function of I feel like down or feel bad, and you have the big bad breakup and the rest of it, and then I found the Think and Grow Rich book, which basically gave you a step-by-step way of just changing your thought process and using the law of attraction. Then I went into like You Are the Creator on YouTube and just expanded from there. And it's like barrel rolled. It's like barrel, literally.
Yeah.
I'm 26 now.
Snowball.
And man, just snowballed. It's incredible. And I'm 26 now. And I, touch wood, I've done, reasonably well in aspects of my life, whether it be the business side of things or whether it be the harmonious relationship within my household. We all get on very, very well, and the kids are happy, and that's sort of it, really. And that was really that book that sort of gave me that kick up the backside to say, actually, it's not all confusing, Tom. You just need to look in the right place.
The book helped you, mate, but ultimately it was your system of belief that invoked it.
yeah, exactly that, Andy. Exactly that, and being able to switch that.
You've got to want to. You've got to want to, and then once you have that feeling of wanted to, then you have to apply yourself. And once you've made the application, then all good shall prevail because you endeavour to see it through to the end, like you're doing.
Yeah, and that is the thing with it. It's the persistence of it can be knocked down, and it's just like that. It's all part of the process. Wipe yourself off, get back up. It's all part of the process. It's isn't
That's
it?
the
Yeah.
application. That's how you endeavour to conquer it. It isn't the obstacle. It's how you move it aside. It's how you go around it. It's how you go over it. It's what you do about it.
And it
If you're
works
not,
in
if
when we're
it's
doing
not.
the law things as well. That's the same. That's you have to have that.
Absolutely. You have
Yeah.
to stand on it. You have to stand on what you know, and not fold and crumple and think going on what's going on here, because you do have the element of doubt that's been
Yeah.
installed through the years of indoctrination and programming.
That's why it's like-minded, and it's great, this group, because we do that. We actually put it out there in such a simplified manner of you've just been taught it, just relearn yourself, whether that be it's true, isn't it? It's true.
Yeah,
Andy
perfectly true.
Sovereign Smith, with his simple way of speaking, few words, much substance, simple.
When you phoned me that time, the first time my phone ever rung, if you wanted me to tell me that, mate, I was blown away, Tom. I was blown away, mate.
It's true. I've listened to a lot of speakers, Andy, and you're one of the best. And that's not me trying to blow smoke.
I can't believe that people say that to me, mate. It's mind blowing, and bless you for taking me on like that. I do have a certain belief system, and I do stick strongly to it. And it's just my way of life. It's my life, and it hasn't always been this way. I've invoked what I have today.
Yeah,
and
three.
and if I can help, like I said earlier, and be someone for someone who feels like no one, and that is only a feeling. They only feel like no one, but they are someone to us. And that's what we have to bring forth, that they are someone and not no one. And it's as simple as that for me. And then we'll invoke the rest of the change in the words that comes with that.
Yeah, we have to. And it's because it can be heavy going, as you well know, and Dave well knows. It is like there's I got these million books to read, and I got the million posts to crack on with, and the core substance is still there, and it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going, and that's it, and that's how you see it. That's how you see the next tier of the consciousness.
Next tier.
Next tier, the unspoken word.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good comments.
The tier is the word the heart can't express.
Stephen Collins says alcohol brings out my inner asshole.
And your outer asshole tomorrow morning.
Mine's usually against a taxi window when I get really drunk. Just because I thought it was funny. Have a look at me bum.
Moving on.
Don't, I'll get me first out.
Long top pumping a long pipe. You've been, as Dodgy Doctor said, going back a bit, you're perspiring, Andy, you're perspiring from Dodgy Doctors. That was a good one. I had to just repeat that. There was another one. Somebody said another good pun. Stuart of the family Richardson is a chippy welder builder, etc. Andy, so that's good to know.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, Thomas. The people are shouting out already with their skills and wanting of help. It's
brilliant.
If we can get a date, and if you do need to help and endeavour, then put a shout on the day on the group, and we'll all come.
Cool.
Somebody's asked if we've heard of the Gospel of Thomas. No, not many. Some have, some haven't.
No. Blu-ray sold. There's no doubt from me, mate, about Kay's weapon. If I seem doubtful, then I'm not doubtful.
Yeah.
I'm just, others may seem doubtful of what I'm saying, like yourself. So. Why do you think that Blu-ray sold? Well, they're having their own.
Posted the link for the Hog Show, Thomas, in the chat as well. So I've also just edited the event page and put under the bookings link for the summer solstice. I've put the Mighty Hog Show. I didn't put it as a link. No, I've not done it properly. 1 minute. I will have in a second. And then they'll click on it, and it will go to the Facebook group.
Is there a cut-off date? Is there a cut-off date for booking the tickets, Dave?
No, you can book it right up until the day before. We're launching them now. We want to see the interest and see how much effort we're going to put in. If there's only 10 sold, then we'll probably end up refunding them, won't we? So it's not a guaranteed event in the sense that we're definitely having a party, But
I think if at the end of the day, we just you guys determine what I do, okay? In the sense of
That's the one. Yeah.
if there's a lot of tickets sold, I will go hand over fist and I will go all out and I will find you some of the best acts in the world, okay? Okay, because I'm friendly with some very, 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 very good people, from magicians to deceptive. It's interesting. Magicians to falconers to what we do with the animals. I'll go all out. If there's 30, 40, 50 of us, okay, I'll do everything in house and we'll just have a good time. And if and that's what I think we do. I think we have to meet up and we have to have a good time, no matter what. I'll pull something out of the bag. It just determines. It just determines. It's all about how much money we want to give a decent amount to the trust. But if we can outsource some more things to make it more interesting, then we can. It's as simple.
Absolutely. That's the way
we're all performers, to be fair. We are. The whole world is a stage, so come on, we're used to it. You know, we know how to act
upon it. It's how we enact upon it. That's right. So,
we're all entertainers in our own right. You know, just hearing.
Dean Yates is saying, same here. Andy, free to help. So there's another brother on board.
Brilliant. We got 10 people already.
There,
we got 10 people already. We got a shindig. We just need a dig shin now.
We're opening it up to 2,020 subscribers here on YouTube, and then there's 3,600 Facebook. Then there's friends of friends and stuff, and promotions that you guys will do. You said you was going to promote Oxford, so go into some Facebook groups. I can give you some. I can send you an email with all. You just copy and paste wherever you need to put it if you want. I've got all the. Cool. I'm editing now onto the event. I've just put the Mighty Hog Show. I'll put the link in underneath the link for the event. I'm just editing now some text, and then I'll save that, and then they'll get that link. You can send them to this link. In fact, you just need to put this link for the event wherever you want to put it in Oxford, and then direct them to the bookings page. And then we'll, if we have to print more than 200, that's the target. I think that would be a comfortable amount, you know.
Yeah, that's a comfortable amount. We can, we can self-govern the event, no problems. And that's it. We can lawfully, legally do that. Because it is a private event, so
brother Matt John is asking what is the charge or percentage that a seller would have to give the trust to come and sell at the gathering stalls, etc.
That's to be confirmed. I don't know if it's well, Thomas. We could work that out now on the fly. Actually, it's 25 for 2 days for a man to come and be looked after there. These guys are going to come and operate.
What's he selling?
A functional. We need to make sure that what they're selling. Yeah, well said.
It's Blu-ray Soul. It's Blu-ray Soul asking the question, Dave.
Yeah, well, we'll do that through the site. I'll put on the site. Thomas is the host of this event, and I'll put down it is open to. Here, I'll do it now. It is open to what we're going to call them, Tom, stall holders or something. Stall holders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stall holders.
Stall holders and sellers. It's simple as that. If you want to come and
market sellers, market. Yeah. Market outlets. To come along,
he's come straight back with the sales pitch. He's good, old Matt, ain't he? He's asking what is he selling. He's put, what do you want to buy?
Right,
I'll get it. Yeah,
he's in free.
Exactly. So Dean Yates has come back. Even if you need us the day before, chaps, be free to come down. See what I mean? Look, the love's there, ain't it? Hey,
Steve boys.
Boom.
Fist bump. Boom.
So we would ask for a 2 day stall pitch. The amount of something like, they don't have to be a lot, but I reckon for each stall, if they could provide something like between what would you say there? If it's 25 for one guy for 2 days, about 100 to 200 charge, something in around. We could have put it up for a vote, or it depends, about 100 £200 charge on that. You could do on a percentage, but then you've got to like go into how much have you made and all that business, and issue tickets and manage tickets, and then everybody with no. You just do a nice medium charge to cover it, Tom.
Yeah,
Andy, what
yeah.
do you think? Speak, boys. Input. You logical men. This is
Well, it depends on obviously what you're selling and whatnot, you know. But I think you would need to work a price where it works both best for
specific individual basis. You're saying, yeah?
Yeah. Let's give these people a chance to make themselves some revenue.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's all about. It's about helping one another.
Yeah.
So we need to give them a chance to make themselves some revenue. Sorry to be sort of thinking out loud, but
no, we haven't got this far. We're not looking to make money out of them. That's why we haven't made these plans. We did say we could incorporate this, but now they've asked for it. We need to actually think about it. Yeah.
I think a donation which exceeds the ticket price, personally.
Yes, because I stall may make 10 credits, the other stall may make 200 credits, and both stalls can be obliged to give you one of their credits if so wish. You know, let's be honest about it.
I think
we're all honest individuals. We all know what's just, fair, and proper.
Yeah,
and if you want to donate from your little bit of earnings and you feel which is just fair and proper, that would probably be more than we would ever charge.
I've got it. So it would be. So I would suggest then £50 for each stall pitch, and then a contributory donation of whatever you make after profits after that. So then there's a secured amount for the stall pitch, and then they can submit a percentage amount of the total profit for the 2 days that they've been there. Then and then that's left. So then there's revenue, and then there's something for later on if they do really well, or if they don't, you can just call it at 50 quid and go.
Yeah, and I'll give them, I'll give them an electrical hookup as well if it's required for them. So if they need an electrical hookup, we'll arrange that, and they can, potentially give a donation for that as well, just to help towards the diesel running the generators. Right. So it's not, be fair. If you're going to charge
people up front, if you charge people up front for stalls and whatnot, £100 or £200 a stall per pitch, or you call it a pitch or whatever and then 25 people turn up.
It's not fair on
pitch holders.
We won't charge if it's small. Yeah, it's only given that it goes.
We're weather dependent as well and whatnot as well. So I think just a fair donation without setting a charge. What they feel would be just and proper to us would probably more than we would ever charge or wish or ask for of another man.
So we put here in the text. So that's why I'm just like ballparking. We need to put something in the text. So
let's put it there.
No, I hear you, Dave, and I feel that completely. It's just difficult for me to ever put a number on something. No,
it's not about putting a number on. We just need to think logically. We just need to think proper, just and right as three logical minds. And we're the ones organising, arranging it, facilitating it. It doesn't cost anything to set a stall up on the pitch. No. I'm just exploring all options as we go through, and I'm happy to put here that they can set up a stall, and what we would ask for is a donation of the profits to go towards the trust and the outlay. Yeah, that's all right. I'll put that now.
That's perfect.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah, that's showing others how we would like to go along as well. We can't preach about certain things and then go all like corporation.
We thought about it, we come to a decision, and we acted upon it. There's the substance over form right there, live on national broadcasting.
Yeah, that's what I think is the best plan. That's the best plan.
Because I've worked for guys that have given me a lot of trust and respect abroad, and I've been in bars, right, that have had probably €10,000 kicking about in loose bags, change, money everywhere in Greece, because they don't bank anything, let me tell you. And then you've got all these boxes and barrels and just stupid amounts of crazy stuff all over the place, and they trust you because in Greece, if you're in Greece, if you do something and they find out you've robbed them, they won't tell the police. Oh no, they deal with it in-house, like what you're on about here. And it just made me think back to that time that I went, "Are you leaving me here on my own?" And I was setting up my DJ gear, and he goes, "Yeah, no problem. I trust you. I'd only been there 2 days." I'm like, "Whoa." He goes, "If you do anything, we kill you." I went, "I know you will." And he just walked off, and that was it. Done. You do anything, I will fuck you up. No problem, boss. It will all be here, and it will be fine. And it was all fine.
Lovely, jubbly. Eye to eye, minds have met. Lovely, jubbly.
book a store then and sell silk purses.
Yeah, well, that's it. Dawn has just lined me up. I might book the first stall. I'm going to start selling the dreaded silk purses.
Doesn't make them so exclusive if there's more than one silk purse to be stroked.
Now it makes you inclusive.
You reckon you got enough silk purses to go around, Andy, or what?
Wow, this is how it goes on.
You are
mate.
like
What-
6. You are 6'6" because it's got to be a fair silk purse.
I know, mate. With shovels, I can't help my physical. I'm
not-
good for some. I block light for some.
I'll do that, but they have to be quite short. I'll make a great windbreak.
Absolutely. Have a sit down here, mate. Let me take
Try
your
and
gloves off.
concentrate. I've never had this. I've never been trying to write something before. It's been a crazy chat in my ear. Carry on. It's quite funny. God knows what I'll write.
It's
Start now.
just starts typing silk purse.
Yeah. God help me.
Never seen a salad. Write it down. Oh,
I mean-
lol. What's going on?
I have to come and see you soon, Andy. I'm going to have to come and see you, mate.
I'm only up the road.
Yeah, I know. I'm just quite a busy lad, to be honest.
We
I
all
stopped-
are, brother. I feel it.
This week you're around.
Yeah, I should be about. Yeah, shout me up and I'll see where I'm at. If my chains ain't a rattling, mate, we'll come and hook up.
Cool. All right. Yeah, sounds like a plan. I'm sort of taking a bit of a week off of servitude as much as I can. I'm doing a bit of evenings and stuff rather than
Right,
going
mate.
flat out through the day. Yeah, just to sort of get a catch up on things like this. Being brutally honest, catch up with the group.
Do they call that in Oxford a gap week?
No, it's a gup yarn. Have you seen that video of the guy doing the gap year? Yeah. He's like, and I chundered everywhere. Yeah, I'll send you it. It's quite amusing. Yeah, it's quite amusing.
And you
Yeah.
want to mix me in your circles? Are you sure?
But then in my circles, yeah, it's you can be in whatever circle you like. It doesn't mean they share it. And they're less likely to, actually. That's why they've got their circle.
I know all that. They're a club of their own. I think you have.
Robin Hood.
Absolutely, yeah. Hand under
Right,
the
so
cloak.
I have a question. When anybody comes that wants to set up I've put Thomas and SPOs are the host of this event. It is his field, land. We have full liability insurance. Site safety will be shown and given to you upon arrival. If you want to set up a stall or market outlet, you can. We will not charge you for this. Entrance will be permitted on your ticket. Like, you just get a ticket because it's a private event. We won't let them. Well, we shouldn't let them in for free. We should say here's a 25 ticket entrance to come in with your stall, same as a normal family or woolman. And then afterwards they give a percentage of what they've taken towards the trust for the privilege of having the stall. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'll put that then, as long as we agree. Thomas, is that all right?
Happy days, mate. I'm happy.
Think something else, we can change it. It doesn't matter.
I'm always
Exactly.
happy.
He's on a taco break.
Sweet.
Hey,
Hey, Tom, want me to put some beef in your taco?
Day, mate.
sorry?
Nutty Professor, you want me to put some beef in your taco?
Clay's a clump!
Oh, no, that weren't Norbert. What was his name? Clump. Yeah, you were all right.
Yeah. I'm liking all the artwork going up on SPLs as well.
Wow, yeah, they've been busy, haven't they?
Yeah, serious artwork.
And
some
in
good
there
stuff
as well,
going on there.
billboards.
Yeah. Everything has raised a bar. Everything has raised.
I saw the billboard of Andy and Dave.
Wow.
A screenshot of you two. Can you imagine that as you go through Wembley? Like,
No.
hello. look at my silk purse.
Coming to a shed near you. Oh Lord.
It's warm.
Yeah, it's definitely gathering pace and momentum. It's, you know, we're getting noticed, we're getting talked about. People are wanting to know what we're talking about. They want to know the verbiage. You know, what is this language? What is that they speak of? What do you mean private and public? What do you mean us and them? What do you mean man and person?
Check that out, YouTube. Let's have a look at that.
I was at a farm festival the other day. Farm place the other day, and there was some solicitors sponsoring the event.
Oh right.
This is cool. And I walked up to him. I was like, so trusts, and he's like, yeah. I was like, private, aren't they? No one can intervene with them. He's like, yeah. And I was like, so if I just set one up, I put everything in it, and no one can intervene with it. He's like, yep, spot on. Actually, genuine solicitor. He was like, how do you know this? And I was like, I just read a few.
He was an absolute asset to you.
Yeah, but they're doing it. This is where, you know, this is like this has been going on for a long time, and it's just so behind the curtain.
Absolutely, it's the hand under the cloth. You know, we're lifting the veil.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm certainly making moves.
Yeah. Dave, I've got a question here for you, brother, from Dean Yates. Where is the basket on SPL? Added to basket, but can't find the basket.
Right there, I might need to run through that. I haven't done a test run on this yet. I've just set it up. So your basket is there. I would say that. Let me try it. I'll walk you through it now. Then let me go to the page.
It's too late, mate. Delivery driver's in bed. You have to put your basket back.
It's a website. It's 24/7. Add to basket. Let me add. 1 minute. 200 in stock. Nice one. Let me just add my basket. I'm going. So I'm adding basket. Let me see what it does. It should. Oh, I don't know. You cannot add another sovereign gathering to. View basket. So you add to basket here. It's telling me I've already got one here. Exclamation. So you go view basket there. So we'll do that. Basket case. Come on, pounded the basket bills.
Sorry.
Why, Thomas? There we go. So I've got a product here. Yeah, sovereign gathering. Coupon, apply coupon, no coupons, price 25, quantity 1, subtotal. So then we proceed to checkout, like so. Yeah, that's just following it through. So yeah, it's working, guys. And then you've got the checkout option, so you can enter a code. Ignore that because we haven't got codes unless it's for something else, which you don't need to know. But there's no, everybody's doing it this way. So you put your name in, country, all that, and then you come down to subtotal, and you've got a PayPal option down there. There's PayPal, and then you place order, and it will take you through. I'm not going to do all that now, but yeah, it's all there. It's working.
Tell your friends.
We'll monitor it.
Everyone tell their friends, let's get this to be a real good gathering. Come on, get your friends involved. You know, all try and get 10 friends each.
Sovereigns. Sunny sovereigns.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
10 friends each.
You put me on that stage, you want me to speak in front of all them people, Tom?
100%. 100%. Andy is going to be up there. What we're going to do, we're going to take his leather sofa with him.
Oh, his chair.
Yeah.
I'm bringing this in van.
We're going to split the lorry. We're going to split the lorry off so Dave can move around the rooms.
Okay, yeah, you know the one. Yeah,
done it.
With his
and yeah, make it cool. Come on,
yeah, that's what we need.
You never know your Party. Live in a chair. We're going to do some remixes.
Sorted brochure.
You never know Sovereign Smith, man. Speaking a chair. We got the sovereign, original sovereign, madman. Sovereign.
My world.
I can't wait. It's going to be incredible.
You're Dave, man, the original sovereign.
It's going to be excellent. It's going to be so. What about speakers and that? I've got 2 speakers here, but they're only like tiny. We're not saying we want to blast boom out Oxford with the bass pins, but people, brothers, sisters might have equipment. If they have, should I take?
Dave. Whoa, sweet child of mine.
Sweet
I've
child.
got-
Ooh, no, you didn't.
Oh, let's get ready. Come on then.
Poison.
No.
Oh, no, you didn't.
He did. Come on.
Yeah, I've got 4 PA speakers and 4 bass bins, so we're sorted for sound.
He spoke to you then, Dave, like you're from Cambridge.
What?
Yeah.
He did.
No, David, don't worry. One's got the bass bins to boom the bass out. You don't know.
Bad man.
One has got the bins for bass.
One has got the bins for bass. Don't be giving me none of that street talk, you know. Yeah. What is it with it? I don't even sound posh. I don't even sound posh. My dad's a Glaswegian. And my mum's side are from Tottenham. We just happened to land in the middle of the two and ended up in sunny Oxford.
Yeah, I'm also
God bless
of the
you, Thomas.
Midlands.
But
It's a good job you did. Because
You
it
got
turned
20
out handy
minutes.
for us.
How long have you been on?
Whoa.
Oh,
Too
it's
long.
midnight coming up, boys. It's getting late. I'm got to get up early of the hour. Got to go and do a little bit for a better commitment I've committed myself to.
About 10 o'clock. We've been on 2 hours roughly. About 2 hours. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, cool. I'm in Wales still, so I'm not home until 3 o'clock in the morning now.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Nice. Have a nice time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little plod down, little plod home, and then I'll actually right while we're on. I've got a bit of a purse as well.
oh no, please save me. Sorry, this is just.
Look, boys, this is what we read in Oxford, you know, Farmers Weekly, I don't know. None of this Kerrang magazine.
Farmers Weekly in the cab. Are you sure you want to be revealing this live on Telechube?
Farmers Weekly.
I've not heard of the magazine you speak of. I don't know what you're getting Oxford.
Is it top shelf, Thomas? It's gone. Disappeared. You've shamed him up. Turned into Optimus Prime. Andy, it's over to you.
Back to studio.
Dean Yates has just bought a ticket. I've got a transaction ID come through. Respect, brother. The first ticket has just gone through.
In fact,
I have a
bleeding go on then, mate. Number 1 of 1. That is how you roll with it, mate. That's how you do it. That's substance over form right there. Boom.
It is. It's in. Respect. It's on. It's on like Kong.
You better believe it, mate. I can't wait to get us all together and meet eye to eye, mind to mind, you know, shake hands and get together. It's going to be ace. Look at the overwhelming response we've had in Liverpool and everything like that, Dave, when we get there, you know. People are walking up to me calling me a name that I've never met before, but I feel like a bloody music star or whatever. It's quite overwhelming.
It's a spoken word. The word, it's not, you know, it's like, as they say, isn't it? It's not what you know, it's who you know. And when you know and people know and they know in the chat, then that's how anything goes. We don't need media, massive marketing, advertising, millions of, you know, pounds and that to throw at stuff. We just have a mission. And when you help people, brothers and sisters, well, people, and then you turn them into brothers and sisters and they realise you're not doing it because you think you're Ali G or you think you're, you know, the next... you know, Skepta or whoever it is, music, you know, the way that we speak isn't to try and emulate anything other than just to act right, proper and just. And man's had enough, haven't they? Man's stepping up to the mark. So we will try and show them, lose the fear, and even to some point coming onto the telly box like this and making yourself look like a right pig's ear, Thomas, pig's ear, making a right pig's ear of it. Oh, I missed that one now. Pig's ear. Next time. Shh.
Where's he go?
Give him a knock.
It's been cut off.
Thomas, I'll knock his telly box if... what can you see? Perhaps you haven't paid the bill.
That's it.
Don't know, Andy.
He's gone off. He's had to go and carry on doing what he's doing. So it is late of the hour. It is where are we at? Well, we've got another 3 minutes. We could do it till 0-0, so till the end of today, couldn't we? We could see the end of the day out together, surely, couldn't we? It'd be rude not to, kids. How many's watching? Look, there's still 31 people watching, it says on my other device.
The Indiglows are the Indiglo viewers are the hardcore night owls. There's a good mix of the subscribers. To be fair, they are they're here no matter what time. I've gone on before at 3 a.m. and had 12. I'm like, no way, but it's global, isn't it? So the clocks are the alleged times of
Well,
globally. No, is it global, Stan? What did I say, Stan? I was waiting for his comment. Let's go to the room. Did it on purpose just to give him a little. Stan, what we're saying about the
I'm only used to doing the Dave and Andy thing on FaceTube, aren't I? You know, and it's different on this platform that you've brought me to.
Albert Matthews has bought a new domain, SDKV Trust.
Oh, we ain't, has he? Fair play to him. Oh,
Blu-ray, I hope you're ready for the influx. Go on.
Yeah, it's a great thing to do. You ready for the influx? Yeah, I read Matt's comment earlier. Yeah, get them in, Matt. Get some flyers made up, mate. Now you've got all the logos there. Get them printed up and get them passed around. Get them joined up onto the site.
I'll see Lado, Greg, and we'll do tickets in a bit soon as soon as.
Doing the golden ticket.
Yeah, packed it, booked it. Dean Yates sorted it, packed and booked it. Peter Kay reference, fantastic. Proper bow.
Yeah, he's got the golden chocolate ticket there, number 1 of 1. Fair play.
Could you check me, please? Yes, anonymous, Nonna Wymus. Yes, anonymous. Could you check me? I will do, but we're not money orientated. The money is important, and we'll get that bit. But I had beneficiaries to look at, things to catch up with, Arlas, and domestic things to go on. But yeah, I've got a lot to do tomorrow. But I've got not too much. But I'm in Sheffield at 1 for a meeting, so I will be here till about 10ish. I'll be up at I'll have a few hours. I'll get through my emails to that other lady, the Way Weiss, and we'll crack on. Yes, I will sort that out. Don't worry, Nonna, aka Anonymous. Yes, I should have spotted that yesterday. I'm gutted I didn't. It was a good one last night, says Dean Yates. It was, apart from getting a little bit emotional, but that's a positive thing because of you guys, how things are, the mission at hand. At first we were laughed at.
That's positive,
now,
mate. That's passion.
No, but at first we were laughed at, Andy. At first it was a joke, and everyone says you're off, you're not rocker, and they were like, not everybody, but other such Facebook groups that we went into and asked for, advice, guidance, and just hostility. And then when you go and tell your own family, and they're like, no, the government wouldn't do that. This wouldn't happen. They care for you, and no, you mixed up
to another.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. And where we're at now, so yeah, it is good where we're at. And these guys, they're us. I am you, you are me. It doesn't matter about your religion, as we've said, and your creed, your skin color, your language. It's just I don't know. When we do connect and stuff does happen, and it does get you, doesn't it? It gets you here, Andy. Sometimes, like you say, it's moments.
If you haven't got an open mind and an open heart, you're not going to get a remedy in your life. You're always going to be searching and chasing for something that you already contained within you.
Here you get fixated on the pot of gold. Oh, I want the remedy. Why? What you after? I've heard you can start endorsing promissory notes and getting Jaguars and BMW and X5s and that for nothing. It's like, well, that isn't really being an honour, is it? You can pay for stuff with stuff, and you can get maybe remedy, and you probably would get settled in the private, but none of us would be able to come out and go, I've got a bank card, and what you do is I get 10 grand every. You can't, because you will win ultimately, but this is the thing. If you want to win, going to the judiciary and the privy and the high courts and stuff, they'll probably sign you to a non-disclosure at the end of it. When you take them and you get them by the balls, and the balls are in the vice, and they're saying, all right then, okay, we see what you're doing here. We're willing to, provide remedy and, at the terms of, and you make the terms and the agreement in the private. Well, you can't come into the public and go on Facebook and YouTube and go, I've just got remedy, because you've done it in the private. This is why we never see the remedy. It's not that they're getting non-disclosure and they're keeping it quiet, because when you're truly at that point, at the end of the line, Facebook and everybody else, and you get there, you've got there because you cognise and you've done it correctly. So you then understand inner stand, overstand, and you've got your remedy. So why would you come out and tell the whole world about it? You'd have to be really clever about how you managed all of that, wouldn't you, if you think about it?
Yeah, because you'd be mixing the jurisdictions then. You'd be trying to mix oil and water. They don't mix. You got to keep them separate at all times. You got to know how to enact that, and don't let the ego overtake you.
It's mate, yeah. We can operate in a private community in a trust if we get remedy and let you know how we've got remedy because we're in a private trust. We can do that in that private domain. In the private, you can do a great many things. It's when you're in the public that we have the issue, brother, isn't it? So what we're going to show through the school, well, the education that's going to be for the juniors that we've got planned through the free seminars that we're going to correlate and get the video for over the next week, aren't we? We've got to do it in the next week. One way or another, I'm getting to yours or you'll get to mine, and we'll get on a hangout and we'll get the actual verbiage down. And yeah, we've got a lot to look forward to, but it's in the private. None of it is in the public. The Facebook has got to be stopped at some point before we get stopped, or the group will get deleted and shut down because we'll allegedly overstep the legal boundaries of such. And when you've got statute legislation and all that creeping in at the rate that we have, you could wake up tomorrow and find out that there's no more rights or not rights, there's no more privileges in the form of freedom on the digital domain because the person's rights, well, they're not rights, the person's freedoms have been revoked. Your privileges have been once shrunk a bit more. You know, you go to sleep, wake up, you got no funding. Why have I got no funding? I was ill yesterday, still got this illness. But the funding's been cut. What do you mean the funding's been cut? You mean the bankers have got together and they want more money? So now I'm going to have to be left to rot and die.
Well,
thank you for that.
It comes under the human rights, and human is the colour of man, and you'll get dealt with the colour of law. So,
4 minutes past 12.
Is it, brother? Right, let's call it a day then, if you wish.
Wait, this guy's asked this question twice. Russ Gibbs, Dave, have you looked into the frequency of the music to be played? No, but I'm aware of it. So if you've got amplifiers, transformers, modulators, or things I can put on the laptop when we are putting it, I can do shit with stuff. So if you can, yeah, we'll look at that. And Dodgy Doctors has said Flat Earth, ERF,
going
has gone global. He's in there. He's in like Flynn.
Fair play. I'd love to sit and chat up for ages. I could sit and chat for ages. Oh, brother Og's back.
Hello, mate.
What?
I'll just keep my headphones in for the minute.
Okay.
My phone died, so.
Oh, okay. Are you stationary?
I'm hands free.
Are you stationary? Yes.
Yeah, at the minute, yeah.
Yeah, good lad. And you're still on that private land you spoke of earlier, are you?
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's the one.
Okay, good lad. As long as you're on private land, then we're all good, aren't we?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's the.
Stationary, moved here. What? Sorry.
No, you're supposed to say my person is stationary.
He's always
Would you like me to show you? Would you like me to show you it?
Yeah.
Let's have one
Alias 669 says you're all knowledgeable and entertaining, guys. Thank you, great stuff. Love arps, fist bumps, thumbs, and yes, Toaster Deluxe is happy. We're getting told to check out the Gospel of Thomas. Thomas, can you hear this? Dean Yates is saying check out the Gospel of Thomas. What?
The Gospel of Thomas.
Let's go. What is the Gospel of Thomas? Has anybody ever heard of such a thing?
Oh, happy days! No, that one.
That's the other one. That's where they're getting the band get together.
Yeah.
on a mission from God.
Right, the Gospel according to Thomas is an early Christian I can't even say it. Canonical. So it's a Christian non-canonical sayings gospel that many scholars believe provides insight into the oral gospel traditions. Oral gospel, pun master. It was discovered.
I speak my gospel. I speak my belief.
This is the Gospel of Thomas, not the Gospel of Sovereign Smith. Wait, it was discovered near Nag Hammadi, Egypt, in December 1945, amongst a group of books known as the Nag Hammadi Library. Scholars speculate that the works were buried in response to a letter from Bishop Athanasius declaring a strict canon of Christian sculpture. Canons, Andy, canons, I tell thee.
I hear you.
Thomas has had canons in 1945 and he buried them in Egypt and pretending he's a lorry driver. He's infiltrated us. We've got an infiltrator. Thomas, what's this gospel, lad?
We have repellent.
But I'm here, mate. I'm easing it in slowly, all right? Just bide your time, you know. You're pushy. Let me release my gospel when I feel the time's right.
Oh, put your handbag away. How can you look in there and drive?
I've looked at the Book of Enoch, Book of Enki, Dead Sea Scrolls, the Green Emerald Tablets of Thoth. What we're doing here, they're all going biblical, ancient numbers, going back in Hertzian waveforms. We're going, guys. We've had a good chat. We've done the promotions. Thomas, have you got anything you'd like to say or finish off with, or? Well,
let's say thank you for everyone for watching. By the way, I know you know. Hopefully, we're entertaining. That's the idea. To keep it nice and you know, try and inform people of what we've learned. And the other thing is, let's all try and get 10 of our sovereign friends or people that aren't even aware of it to come with yourselves. And let's aim for 10 each. You know, it's a reasonable number. You know, if you get 8, then you nearly got there. If you get 12, then brilliant. You know.
One thing I want to ask: medical services. What if anybody has medical issues and that? They've got to bring their own medicine. They're responsible for that. Where's the? If we need an ambulance, we're going to ring 999. Obviously, we've got like medical, but anybody that's got any medical training, they could let us know of, because you'd be maybe coming in helpful as a first aider. I wanted to say something about safety earlier as well. Anyone that's had any previous first aid training, we might get some high-vis vests and get you some of them to chuck on. If we get an incident, I'm on about, because if we've got family environment and silly little things like one of the you know, fruit of the loins ripping a toenail off, something daft, you know, just innocent little things that quickly turn into a little bit of panic when you've had a, you know, when you're at a festival and you're in the middle of a field and you're like, oh, we didn't think of that. I did. We did. Yes, we did. We've got it.
That's your department, Dave. You're good at your
I've got first aid. I'll get that sorted. I just wanted to say,
I've got a brand new, quite an ample first aid kit in my mode of conveyance as well, that I shall be bringing with me for such incidents. So that'll be on site.
And there'll always be someone there to be able to transport anyone if, God forbid, if anyone did it themselves and have to go to the emergency services. Either the emergency services directly will come, or we're about 15 minutes away from the John Radcliffe Hospital in Oxford. So it's all possible. There's always going to be someone there to give someone a lift if it's required.
That's all right then, yeah, Coolio. You'll get a Bentley. Bentley is an ambulance. What? Yes, they have Bentleys and Rolls. You don't get picked up.
Jeeves, get the motor, will you?
It's not a Dennis, you know. It's actually a roller. It's very nice. Didn't want to get out.
Yeah.
We'll
the smell of
try
new.
And get help me who he's
Have you ever, just quickly as well, I once went to an outdoor drive-in cinema. What you get is a big inflatable screen that doesn't cost a lot of money, and you get this projector that goes on the back of it. And at the night time, in the hot months, you can actually have it in the field. This is the next thing. Like, you can even like have a projector with just random. We could have chat, not like movies. We could watch chats as well. We could replay 4 hour just marathons, or we could watch something like a documentary or something, or some production that one of us has done, you know, like a presentation. We can actually, I've been looking at outdoor screens that are like 24/7. You can have them outdoors all the time, wind and rain, but obviously they're for the summer. But they look really good as well, Andy, I'm telling you.
You could probably set your projector up in the back of the Hog Show lorry with a whiteboard in there.
Yeah. We'll see, but
through the PA system, you know.
It's only a babby light. But Thomas is gone. Let's just say goodbye then. Now we'll cut it short. Look, let's just do it, because otherwise we'll be here all night.
3 hours in or whatever we're in. Let's cut it short.
That's short for us.
Again, we'll be half hour. I'll just chuck a quick half hour in. My missus looks at me like, you know it ain't going to be half an hour.
Hey, we did it the other night. We did an hour show. That was you know, a first, to be fair, but we did it.
No, let's be fair. At 5:30, you said let's do it in 15 minutes.
Right.
That wasn't video chat.
No, that was separate. That was something
Oh,
separate.
that was separate.
That was private. Let's not get the water and oil mixed up here. I've talked of this parallel jurisdiction, door.
Come on, let's go. Good night. Ciao, bello. Wow. Lots of love to Dawn.
Ciao, bello.
And to you.
Bonjour.
later, guys.
Thank you all, one and all. Blessed be.
Peace and love. Ciao, bello. Let's go. Right then. Shut this show down.
Is that it? Is it gone?
No, you're still here, Andy. I'm just shutting it down now.
I mean, off them like off that particular thing, you know.
Well, no, I'm just going to end broadcast this second now.